dad around, Justin Allen, and his most awesome co-host, the master brewer himself, the Brewed, Joshua Kunkel. Grab a cold one, kick back and relax, and enjoy the show. Cheers, everybody.
Son, a woman is a lot like a refrigerator. They're about 6 feet tall, 300 pounds. They make ice and... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, a woman is more like a beer. They smell good. They look good. You'd step over your own mother just to get one. But you can't stop at one. You want to drink another woman.
It never gets old.
Yes.
Never gets old. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. As always, I am the hostess with the mostest, the BeerDad himself, Justin Allen, and I'm joined directly across from me within that 6-foot rule, Mr. Brewed himself, Joshua Kunkel. Joshua.
Howdy how.
So here we are, episode 17. Definitely not going the way that we wanted things to go, right? I mean, we
had some plans. We had some grand plans.
We had a lot of dates set with breweries, and obviously the coronavirus thing's definitely affected us. We talked about it on the last episode. It has not been kind to anybody. Obviously, us, we do this as a hobby. We do it to get the word out, so it's not like we're paid actors or anything like that. But definitely it's affecting our good friends at the breweries.
Yes, I'm seeing firsthand just how they're having to scramble every time a new decision comes out, because it almost feels like they're kind of making it up as they go. And one hand, they're telling everyone, oh, it's not so bad, it's not so bad. And then they're turning right around going, oh, crap, it's horrible. You have to shut down.
Yeah.
And everything else in between.
Yeah, nothing can stay straight. I put it up on a couple pages, but here in Riverside County where we're at, they put out an ordinance, a health and safety code ordinance that started at midnight last night. And essentially, it means that if I want to go out in public, you want to go out in public, you're mandated to wear a mask.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be one of those crazy N95 or P100 masks that you get for using in the medical field. It can be a bandana like you have right there, or a face shield, or you could, sew together a mask. But anyhow.
It's funny you mentioned the N95 mask. Just my girlfriend, she went out in town, and we had some of these masks left over because, you buy them for painting and house chores and stuff like that. And so that's what we have. So she went out there, and she said everyone was giving her like the dirtiest fucking looks.
Because she had the N95.
Yeah.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah. I thought people were like looking at her like either jealousy or maybe like, oh, you must be hoarding them, you bitch.
Right. Well, I mean, they even said, if you're going to wear the mask just out in public for that ordinance, just, cover up with a bandana and save those masks for healthcare professionals. So if you have them, you sit on them for something really bad. Yeah. But don't go out and buy boxes off the shelf. Save them for the people that need them, that are working with sick and dying patients every day.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few in my house, but it's ones I bought like a year and a half ago.
Right,
it's
for painting or whatever.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I'm not out there to hoard them. And I figure like you see here, a bandana is more than perfect for what I need.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, and we have nothing but love for all our family and friends within the brewing and craft brewery industry. We were just talking about Jimmy a little bit ago up at the Craft Lounge in Beaumont.
Yeah.
He's definitely a great guy, and they have a great business. And right now it's hard for them because he had to shut down today and try to figure out exactly how he can accommodate the county so he can still make money.
Yeah.
It's really hard. A lot of the breweries have laid off their whole entire staff. And shut down to try to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Because we don't have the capacity to can, so I can't do cans, so I can mail them in the mail because the state's allowing them to do mail delivery, which is something that wasn't done before.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at some of the ways, at least the state has kind of relaxed a little bit on that, which I'm happy that they're not going like gung-ho.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it's not that they're doing favors. It's because the brewing industry in general puts a ton of tax dollars in their pockets, a ton.
Yeah.
And without them, it's hurting the state just as much as it's hurting the breweries.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's definitely a revenue generator for the state.
Right.
In California, San Diego, LA.
Well, look at the hotbeds for craft breweries in California. So obviously San Diego's the craft beer capital of the world. And there's, what did we say, 300 or 400 something breweries down there?
Yeah.
So there's that, and that's just one city.
Yeah, and then LA's up and coming, and
LA's
blowing
getting huge with all their breweries.
And then Sacramento.
Orange County, Sacramento, Fresno, San Francisco. A lot of these big cities are huge in the brewery industry, and it's crazy. So with that being said, if there's any breweries out there that listen to the show, or any bottle shops or anybody, and you need some shout outs, or you're going to start doing some shipping and you need help marketing some of that, I have 100% no problem plugging you guys on our podcast or on social media. And I don't charge a dime for that, because I want everybody to weather this storm, because when it's all said and done, we're going to have the biggest beer fest I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, I actually want to talk to Jimmy about that. I was thinking about talking to him about maybe for all the Desert Rats breweries, like maybe doing a beer fest at his place after coronavirus to help get some revenue for him as well as all the breweries out in the desert.
That'd be kind of cool.
So we'll have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, one cool thing I saw Jimmy do is, I think he had been talking about it a while, and I'm glad he was able to work through it. He was able to now sell kegs to go. As well, so it's not just the bottles.
Kegs, and he's doing growlers too. I saw crowlers and growlers or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's doing the crowlers from
Bottle Logic.
Bottle Logic, yeah. He orders them ahead of time, and then they bring them on over, and people pick them up and everything.
That's perfect. So
so it's cool that you get to see just the creativity of adapting that the breweries are doing right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because never before in the history of the industry has anything like this happened.
Yeah, I mean, not since probably Prohibition, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Prohibition was just a flat-out lockdown.
Yeah.
No booze.
Nothing, yeah.
And that's where the craft distillers came into play.
Yeah, and
right?
The bathtub.
You had your great grandpappy Kunkel was probably in a bathtub cooking up some booze, and it's passed on through generations to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, like I said, any of you breweries or bottle shops, you want some shout outs, just send me a message, slide into our DMs, as they say. I don't have a problem with doing that at all. In fact, I love it because there's positives in this world of negativity, right?
Yeah.
I literally got to get Creative Creature, which, unless I drive down to El Cajon, which is about a 2.5 hour drive from here, which is fine. San Diego's nice to visit, but I didn't have to drive down there. And normally I go see Jimmy because Jimmy stocks Creative Creature, which he's like the only person in this area that carries it. But I had this shipped to my house, and before that wasn't possible. Yeah. So that's amazing. So shout out to Creative Creature. Thanks for that. But I will say this, in terms of your shipping, we need to work on the expedited shipping process, because it did take a lot longer than some of the other breweries. So I'm not sure who you're using for your shipping service, but I have quite a bit of experience and dabble in this kind of thing. So if you need any help, you let me know. I will give you some advice. But everything came intact, nothing's damaged, and I'm excited to try it. So.
Looks pristine to me.
So, and then another shout out to Belching Beaver. Same, I ordered from them. But what's really crazy, and I didn't pay extra for this. I don't know if it's because we're closer to Oceanside, where they ship from, or what. But I literally ordered it on a Sunday and had it on a Tuesday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. But shout out to Belching Beaver for stocking my fridge with some beaver. We're actually going to have some Belching Beaver this evening. So. That's exciting.
Of course. Speaking of which, let me go and dive into our first beer here.
Let's do. So we don't really have a theme tonight. We got a Maj Podge. We've got, looks like we got a desert beer. We got beer from Houston and some Belching Beaver. And then later on, we're going to have some beers with friends, which will be some beer from Iowa. So a little bit all over the map here today on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. But first, Josh is going to crack our first beer. Go ahead. Ooh, that one sounded really good.
Yeah.
So Josh cracked some beer from our good friends at Coachella Brewing Company.
Yep.
Coachella Valley. Sorry, I forgot the Valley. But Coachella Valley Brewing Company, they posted this on. This is funny. So they posted this online. Of course, I follow them, and great group of guys over there. But they posted this online. It's a blueberry Berliner, and I tagged Mr. Kunkel over here, and I said, "Hey, just FYI with a little winky emoji, because I know that he's out there, so it's easy for him to stop by."
Literally, like right down the street from me.
And so his response was, "Oh, I've already sampled that, and yeah, don't worry about it." He may or may not have already had cans.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yes. Yeah, I went in to go visit Pete and my buddy Brett, who does a Cicerone column in the CV Independent out there, and chatting them up. And Pete gave me a quick sample of this, and I was like, "This is a damn good beer."
Yeah.
So
it's a Berliner style beer. So it's blueberry, kind of blueberry is what they call it. I like the can, just real simple, blue.
Yep.
Nice. It's got a little, I guess, homage to the blues, maybe.
Yeah. Little horn on the side there.
Little horn. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
That's good.
Yeah. Just very mellow, to the point, not over the top.
It doesn't like hit you so hard where you're puckering, but it has that right amount of sour. It has like zero sweetness, which is good. And I don't know, it's just refreshing.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's kind of what we talked about in the previous episodes. You know, you get all the flavor, it's there, and then gone, you know. Just nice and crisp, and just keep you coming back for more. So, actually, I've been pretty impressed. They ended up getting a new brewer out there a couple months back.
This is the guy from Hanger, right?
From Hanger, yeah. And I think he's been finding his way, finding his own. You know, he's been kind of tackling a couple of different of the regulars like this one.
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh, shit.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that. I've actually yet to meet him in person, and I keep kicking myself in the ass for not, like, going there more often so I can actually run into him and shake his hand and introduce myself. But, yeah. But like I said, a lot of the beers that he's been doing, especially the hazies, have been definitely coming up better and better, you know. I mean, my good friend Juan, when he was there, he was killing it with those hazies.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see, you know, that continuation and, you know, keep it going.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now as we speak.
But
Eric Beaton.
Okay.
There you go. So he came from Hangar 24, and now he's the head brewer there at Coachella Valley Brewing. And this is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, on point. Everything's, like, balanced perfectly.
Is this something that they had part of their core, or is this something new that he did?
I believe, if I remember right, I think, no, I think this is one he did, actually. Because I was thinking if this was one that Juan had attempted, but I think this might be his own.
Okay.
And, yeah, like I said, he pretty much balanced it out perfectly.
I like it. This is definitely a good summer sipping beer. Sitting out by the pool, sitting out on your porch, going out on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
It's not too heavy. What is it, like 4 or 5%?
Yep. If
exactly 4%.
4%, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is Budweiser status right here. Like you're, but except it doesn't taste like shit.
Yes.
It tastes amazing. I would much rather sip on this than a nasty old Budweiser.
Yeah, get your adjunct lager in that nice little metallic pucker factor.
Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is about Budweiser, but I could eat 12 jalapeno chilies and have worse heartburn when I drink one Budweiser. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. It's the metallic. I
think it's the adjuncts.
I haven't been able to figure it out because I can drink a Coors Light and be okay, but it's like drinking water to me.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't bother me. But Budweiser or Bud Light or anything with a Bud in it, horrible.
Yeah. I was going to say Bud Light's one of those ones where I think my body has an engrammatic reaction to just like reject it instantly the moment it touches my lips. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Shout out to Budweiser. If you guys want to sponsor the podcast, by all means, I still don't like Budweiser. I don't care how much money. It's not going to happen. Oh, man. It's funny, too, because, my sister-in-law, Jessica, you've met her. She loves Budweiser, and I give her shit left and right. And it took so long for me to finally find craft beer that she likes, which is nice. She likes it, but she still will gravitate towards that. Obviously, there's a cost factor there. She can go buy a 6-pack for $5 or whatever it is. But hey, right now, times are crazy. I've seen some crazy deals on craft beer right now. Crazy. Like, what was it? 8-Bit had that True Bromance IPA, a whole case for $45.
Yeah.
That equates to like $1.85 a can.
Yeah, it's like
for an IPA in a 16-ounce can. Crazy.
I say that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, I should have jumped on it. But I was like, what am I going to do with the whole case of IPAs when I got all these different beers in the fridge? I'd never drink it, and you want to drink IPAs fresh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's almost like one you would pick it up like ahead of a party or something.
Yeah. Which you can't have right now because
exactly.
Technically, we are breaking the law right now, Josh, because we're not blood relatives. So technically, you're not supposed to be here right now. So government, if you're listening, oh, jeez. We'll just tell them we're cousins, but not of the kissing variety.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
The long-lost, distant relation variety.
We're beer brothers.
Yeah, bearded
beer brothers. So,
Actually,
but
I've been working on mine lately.
I like it. It's coming in. What's the lady think of that? Is she okay with the beard?
No, fuck no.
No, she's like, shave that shit.
I was like, I'm going to give it, once we come back, get out of quarantine.
That's the quarantine beard.
That's the quarantine beard, yeah.
All right.
So that was where I was able to make.
See, I got to the point where so the wife was like that when I first started growing a beard. It got to that point where it was like kind of that awkward stage, and it's like, you look like one of those like Mennonite Amish people. Like, get rid of it. I don't like it. And then shortly thereafter, when it really started growing in, and of course, I love it because I wanted to grow one for so long and I couldn't because I worked in EMS and you have to have the high and tight, military look. And I finally was able to grow one, and it's awesome. Yeah. And then now she loves it. If I were to shave it, she'd have a fit.
Well, see, I'm hoping that by the end of this month, it'll come in nice and...
Yeah, maybe she'll like it.
Yeah. Though I know you're talking about the Mennonite, because the longest time, every time I tried growing it, that's the best I could do. It never grew on the cheekbone here. It was all like neck beard status, and patchies all shit.
And it's funny because some people are like, well, that's why I don't grow a beard, because I can't grow it. And it's like, once you get past that awkward stage, trust me, it comes in.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to get past it, and some people aren't willing to deal with, like, it's 2-3 months of awkwardness.
Yeah.
And it itches like crazy.
Yes, it does.
But now, no itching.
Yeah.
I love it.
You got to get just past, just long enough there.
And I've had it now, how long have I had my beard? Let's see. I grew this out, let's see, when I stopped working in EMS and I moved over to the state agency, so I would say I've had my beard now for about 3 or 4 years.
Nice.
And it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
The chicks dig the beard. Well, I mean, I definitely can. It's on our T-shirt now.
I was like,
by the way,
you kind of made yourself an image here.
Right? By the way, for those of you that ordered the BeerDad Brewed podcast T-shirt, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
We definitely appreciate that, and we're going to work on getting it to where it can still be ordered. Just got to come up with a different strategy. You can still order it from that same company. It just none of the proceeds go to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast anymore. So, they do, but not as much. So, I'm trying to figure out something else. But the quality, I love it.
Yeah,
it came out really good. The material's super soft, and the actual logo, it's not an iron-on. This is screen printed.
Oh yeah, you could feel it because, when you. Oh, my dad worked in silk screen printing, so I know this.
yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah.
So, $25 for a T-shirt, a little pricey, but that's about how much a T-shirt is in the store.
Yeah, well, especially when you're dealing with the nice soft.
I went. So there's a lower quality of T-shirt you could have picked, and that was $20 a shirt. And I thought for an extra $5 to have something that maybe won't like fade and shrink up after washing it 2 times, it's better.
Yeah, because this is almost like the jersey knit, kind of like.
It's super soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad I got brown. I love it on the brown.
Yeah, I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah. Our logo pops on the brown. It looks good on the black, too. I ordered a black one for the wife and as well as for my daughter.
Okay.
So she got the black one.
Very cool.
But I still like brown. And, of course, I picked it because it's Padre colors. Snuck that in on everybody.
Nice.
All right. Well, that was good. Coachella Valley Brewing Company. Good shit.
Yeah, it's. I've been meaning to bring him on the show here for a while, and I just life, being what it is. Luckily, that's the one silver lining with this whole quarantine is I got a fuck ton more time on my hands.
Yeah.
So
I bet you're brewing like a madman, aren't you?
Actually, not as much as you would think, but
really?
I do have some ideas in mind here, and I actually gave so. I end up giving the homebrew club a sort of a homework assignment during all this, and I said, "Okay, guys, I want you all to make a beer that you've never thought about wanting to make."
Oh, I think I saw that in your email.
Yeah. So it's been pretty awesome. A couple of guys really took it to heart, and even one of the guys is like, "Man, thank you for the inspiration because this is actually turning out to be a lot of fun." Like one of the club members, Jose. He different Jose, not the one on the show here.
I was going to say he started brewing.
Yeah,
finally.
Yeah, I mean, one of the guys in the club. His name's Jose. He's a cool guy. He's been there. He's like one of the originals in the club. So
did I meet him at the judging thing? Was he there?
I think he might have been. Oh, was he at the judging? I don't think he might have been at the judging, but you might have met him at some function or another.
Was he at Props?
Oh, Props and Ops. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. But his thing he wanted to work on was a no boil beer. Have you heard about this?
I've heard this. Yes.
Yeah. So he has one of those like sous vide kind of deals, and he basically just let it run for a couple hours at like 140, just to sanitize it. But then pitched it, and he's now fermenting it, and so I'm curious to see what he ends up with. Another one of the guys, Eric, he reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I'm working on a kettle sour right now." So I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." That's actually what I was thinking of doing myself because
the Eric that I met, Eric Schoonover?
Different Eric,
a different one. Yeah. Okay.
But be curious to see what he ends up doing, but I know the kettle sour is one that I've been looking into.
Well, we've been dabbling in these sours, and here you try to get that. I got most of it off so you could pour it. So, anyways, while Josh is dealing with this next can, it's actually a crowler, so a little more brew for your buck here. But just, again, Coachella Valley Brewing Company, kind of blueberry.
Yeah.
Blueberry Berliner. Really, really damn good job. I would think that you would want to make that one of your flagships. Yeah, that's damn good.
I think it's quickly becoming one because I remember going in there a couple months back and they had just debuted it.
Yeah.
And to see it back on here, and also not to mention they're doing it in cans. So.
Nice. I love the cans. I really do. I mean, I used to be nothing but bottles boys, but all of a sudden these last couple of years I've just changed my momentum and I'm all about the cans.
Well, they're also, as weird as it sounds, a little bit better environmentally speaking.
Better environmentally, less chance of skunking.
Especially for the IPAs.
Right. For IPAs, you can get a lot more out of them. Your stouts, I mean, there's debate on that. I guess it depends on how you store your stouts. But if you're keeping it in the fridge, oh, man. I had a stout that was a year old that came out of a can. It tasted amazing.
There we go.
All right. So, Josh is popping this next one. Another shout out to another one of our listeners, Mr. Drake in Houston, for this Tiger's Blood from Ingenious. I like that color.
Yeah, that actually is like a ruby red grapefruit. It's great.
So I'm not going to tell you what the flavors in Tiger's Blood are, Josh, because I know you have a pretty good palate, so we're going to kind of see if you can figure it out. So I'm going to take a photo real quick while you get your sniffer going.
All right. I'm already getting a little bit like pineapple on that one. Maybe a little bit of coconut.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's coconut big time on that one. A little bit of lime, too.
Why are you not working? There we go.
It's good, though.
Okay. So Tiger's Blood, it's part of their Smarty line. We've had that before. 6.8%. I did have a grape ape the other day from the Smarty line. It tasted like grape soda with
Nice.
beer. It was super, super good. Let's see here.
Oh, this one's pretty damn good, too. I'm liking this one a lot, actually. I'm not much for a coconut, honestly. Tends to be a little, like, I guess for lack of a better descriptor, like suntan lotion. It's like this weird cloying sweetness, but this actually blends pretty damn well.
So you got the coconut.
Yeah, and lime. And,
So
and
it doesn't say lime.
well, that might be just either from
The yeast.
Well, that'd probably be more of the hops.
Yeah.
Unless they're using a Kveik strain, then they might be getting some
So
citrus from that.
this here says for the Tiger's Blood, it says strawberries, watermelon, and coconut.
Yeah, strawberry. I can see that now.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
I'm gonna give it a swig here. Let's see what we got going on here.
Not getting watermelon though, but maybe a anesthetize my palate from a young age.
Definitely coconut. That is good. I like that better than the grape one. Wow.
Yeah, that is actually pretty damn good.
There's all kinds of flavor going on with this one. Now I get the strawberry at the end.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned the strawberry, it's kind of like
Brings it up.
Well, that's probably where that tart. I'm thinking it's probably the strawberry.
Yeah.
which,
But I like the coconut because it kind of rinses with coconut.
yeah,
And I do get a coconut aftertaste, which is pleasant.
yeah. And this is almost like a toasted coconut to me. You know, it's not like a sweet, sugary coconut or anything like that. So yeah, good job.
Yep, shout out Ingenious Brewing in
Yeah.
Humble, Texas, close to Houston. Our good friend Drake, he's a hop, skip, and a jump away from there. And he's been providing us with all kinds of tasty brews from the Houston area. So
Well, thank you for that, because I'm definitely quickly becoming a fan of this brewery here. I mean,
it's
everything
kind
I've
of
had,
hard not to.
I know everything I've had so far has been pretty top notch.
Yeah, well, I mean, we look at up there on my fridge. We got a few of them plastered on there. That triple splat was amazing.
Yeah, no, damn good job with
That one. And I like the double splat, but then you give me the triple splat, and I'm like, that's even better.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, they just outdid this.
Yep. So, Ingenious is great. The Grape Ape was good. This is better. The Tiger's Blood. I think this is the best Smartie we've had so far. The first one we had, we liked it, but it was like,
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I mean, it worked, for
Right.
what it was.
I think it was, do you remember it was passion? Was it passion fruit or guava? I think it was passion fruit. Passion fruit Smartie.
Maybe, yeah. Though I ended up having that mystery one last night, and that one was pretty damn good too. That was the greenish.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one was just straight pineapple and coconut.
Yeah, that was a tropical bomb right there.
Yes,
that was
yes.
great. And I like the color. It's green, so
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. But yeah, Ingenious is, they're good shit, man.
Oh yeah, as they say, for open minds.
Yep, we got a little brain on there for their logo. It's like a half hop, half brain.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely, folks, if you can, check out Ingenious Brewing. They are in Humble, Texas, which I'm not sure how close that is to Houston. Drake would be the expert on that one, but it must not be too far because he's able to go to the breweries in Houston, and they're not very far. So probably just right on the outskirts.
But yeah, definitely some good stuff here.
Yeah.
And nice that you have a crowler of it, so we each get a pint.
Yeah, we're having more than normal. Now, normally here on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, we don't really drink a whole lot, and we've actually cut back for this evening because we have that special segment saved for the end with Mr. 24 Beers. But we have a crowler here, so I'm like, all right, we don't need that many beers since we're having the crowler.
Yeah.
So we had the pint of Coachella Valley Brewing kind of blueberry, so half a pint each, which is nothing too crazy. And then we have this crowler of Tiger's Blood from Ingenious, and then we have one more pint from Belching Beaver that we're going to have before we start the last segment of the show.
Nice.
So this is that's good stuff.
I was gonna say, as far as the crowler goes, this is pretty damn right enjoyable. So I'm gonna kind of I don't know. It's
What
one of
would
those
you-
things where I want to savor, but at the same time, it's like it keeps like asking me to just to dig in.
I love it. What would you rate that on your Untapped?
I'd probably give it about a 3.75, maybe even almost a 4, because that's hitting all the right marks.
Yeah, this is that flavor.
Yeah,
I can't get over that flavor.
yeah. I mean,
This is right up there for me. I'm right there. I'm like, I probably would go 4 to 4.25.
really.
Yeah, and it's got high ratings on Untapped too. Of course, me in my Untapped, I'm like,
Yeah. It's funny because I tend to like 3 is kind of like the average for me. It's like most beers are going to fall into the 3 range, but when you get something that is either like on point to style, that's going to bump it up, or it's just so damn unique onto itself that deserves some credit there. And this is kind of, I feel, where this beer is coming in, because I can't really think of a style that this would really fit into. I mean, you could go, I guess, Berliner Weiss, but even then it doesn't fit the traditional Berliner
Correct.
Weiss style. So, and it's not quite hazy status, because I mean it doesn't really have that hoppy
no.
bite to it, so you can't really go that route. So this is pretty much it's on its own,
Right.
But for being on its own, it is a pretty awesome beer.
Yeah,
So
I enjoy it.
yeah, Prost.
Prost. That's God, man, ingenious. I guess the good thing is they're not close, because if they were, we'd probably be there a lot.
Bankrupt ourselves on the
Yeah,
beer.
they're really good, and we have a lot of great breweries in Southern California. I mean, it's crazy because people listening to the show are like, okay, I mean, I'm sure it's good, but God, you guys got Pure Project and Belching Beaver and Electric Brewing and 8-Bit Brewing and Stone and all these crazy places, right? But they are right up there.
Yeah.
They really are. And I'm surprised not a lot of people here in Southern California talk about them, and that's why we are having them on the show, is I want to spread the word, because get it out here in Southern California. Maybe one day they'll get invited to do a collab out here, and then that could lead into distribution.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
So just spreading the love.
Yes.
Yep, spreading the love.
Well, like I said, I mean, you're definitely going to have those in other states, other breweries in other states that are just going to shine above the rest, and this is definitely one of them.
Right?
So.
Yeah, this is great. So, again, shout out to Drake for spreading the love of Humble, Texas's own Ingenious Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
And their brewers are great.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this scheduled programming of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast to bring to you the 1,000 follower and 1,000 listener giveaway on Instagram. We are super stoked and super happy because there were over 600 entries, including people that took the time to tag us and also put us on their story. For that, we are thankful, and we are going to give away another giveaway when we hit 2,000, and we're already almost there. So here we go. Without further ado, let's see who the winner is. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the giveaway is Hops and Highways. Congratulations to you. So Hops and Highways, if you're listening to the podcast, please slide into our DMs and get us that address so I can get you this delicious beer right away. And if you're a friend of Hops and Highways, make sure to pass along the message. And we're super stoked because pretty soon we might have another giveaway at 2,000 because we're almost there. Thanks to all the listeners and followers on Instagram, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast needs. Thanks again from Justin and Josh, the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Cheers, and we now take you back to the wonderful programming that is the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Cheers.
Great too. They interact on social media, and
Very cool.
they're good people, and yeah, everything they put out. I mean, even the beers that I've had that I'm like, they're okay, are like better than most beers.
Yes.
Yeah. So good job. Good stuff. This is good beer.
Do you remember Was Ingenious the one who did the fruitcake?
Yes, that was one of
That's
your
right,
favorites.
that's
Fruitcake
right.
with Friends.
Yes. That is a damn good beer.
And by the way, you can still get cans of that.
Really?
So if you want some, you we'll let Drake know.
Okay. We have to get like one or two and just sit on them and see what happens. So,
Great for Christmas.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And a Christmas gift for you and a Christmas gift
Right? Here's your fruitcake.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it's not hard and it doesn't taste like shit.
Yeah. It's like, I assure you, you'll like this fruitcake.
Absolutely. Oh man, this is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm drinking this and I'm like, it's beer, but it's not beer. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's
Bring-
not. And it's funny too because some of the people are like some of these, Berliner or smoothie styles or whatever. I mean, this isn't really a smoothie, but these types of flavors, these crazy flavors, or people are like, or like Jose would say, "Oh, that's cheerleader beer," but this one's not even really sweet.
Yeah. No, it's almost like what would you call the there's a term for it. The party punch or the shit. The spiked party punch kind of
Right.
Yeah.
It's in its own category.
Yeah.
I think because we like a beer.
Yeah.
We definitely respect the true to style traditional beers. I'm partial to like the German styles as well as you.
Yes.
And then of course I like a good solid stout too. But a lot of these crazy beers that we've been getting from, all our listeners and trades and everything, like it's definitely opened up my perspective and my opinions on different styles. Yeah. And these Berliner styles and crazy sours, like at first I'm like, I'm not going to like that. It's going to taste like Jose says, a cheerleader beer.
Yeah.
But really, some of them, there are some that I would label cheerleader beers because they're like 2% alcohol and they're full of sugar. But like this one right here is 6.8%, and it's not sweet, but it has every single one of those flavors listed.
Yeah. It's basically hitting all the right notes, and you can tell this was crafted with beer in mind, that it balances everything out, and that, you're not just drinking like a spiked fruit punch, even though it's got kind of a little bit of that going on, but it to me, it's a lot better. It's not like the sickening sweetness that lingers afterwards. It actually cleans
some of
up.
those like spiked fruit punches, it's like like Four Loko status or whatever. You get all that flavor that we're getting, but then you get that really horrible booze flavor at the end.
Oh yeah,
and it makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, the heat as they refer to it.
Yeah,
the alcohol.
definitely will not ever have Four Locos on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. I can tell you that right now.
I guess if shit goes real.
Listen, there's some equipment in that bucket over there. We got a carboy over here.
Okay.
We will make some beer.
There you
I don't
go.
care what happens. We're not drinking Four Locos. God, no. So, but yeah, damn good job, Ingenious. Really like this beer.
Yes, good
And
job.
I don't think this is one of their like flagships. So like when they do like these, they're all like one-offs and stuff like
Okay.
that. So
Yeah,
don't get too used to it because we
I
probably
know.
won't get any more.
I know.
So and I was just telling you before we started recording, they're releasing in crowlers, of course. Was it what did I say? Peanut butter banana ale.
Peanut butter banana. That's a lot to take in there.
It probably, judging by the way they make their beers, it's probably ridiculous.
Yes, and it may open my mind because I wasn't thinking much about fruitcake when I tried that.
No, neither was I. I thought that night when we had that, I was like, this is going to be horrible.
Yeah,
Because your mind automatically goes to fruitcake, which is usually traditionally disgusting.
yes,
And that beer was fucking good.
yes. So again, I'm not thinking much as far as like peanut butter and banana combo, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Fuck it.
So we'll see.
There you go. All right. So we'll finish this up and we'll segue into our last beer of the normal part of our show where Josh and I have a beer share. So we're going to get a little dark. A little dark here
Yes.
with our good friends down at the Belching Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just down this real quick.
Go for it. All right.
Ooh. So Joshua has popped open a milk stout from Belching Beaver. Is this an Imperial? I think it is.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's pretty high up there. It's 9%.
All right, so not as crazy as some Imperials, but crazy nonetheless. This is a Imperial Milk Stout from Belching Beaver Brewing in San Diego, California, one of the BeerDad's favorites. And this is a horchata Imperial spiced stout. So Belching Beaver, San Diego, great brewery. For those of you that don't know what horchata is, it's an amazing drink that you can get at pretty much every damn taco shop between San Diego, Inland Empire, and Los Angeles. It's like a rice milk with like cinnamon and sugar, and oh man, is it ridiculous.
Yeah, strangely enough, I'm weirdo status on this one, but I tend to mix it with tea. Usually,
I've heard of that.
Yeah, like half and half, and bitchin', just absolute bitchin'. Love it.
You know what I did one time? This is going to sound crazy, but let me tell you something. It's amazing. Because I was like, there's cinnamon in this and sugar. I took Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I poured horchata over it instead of milk.
Nice.
Mind blowing.
I can imagine.
Mind blowing.
Cranked your cinnamon to 11 right there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, I probably got temporary diabetes from it, but it was amazing.
Nice.
So, but yeah, this poured nice. Good head on it. Let me take a sniff of it. Definitely some coffee notes.
Yeah, coffee's coming up big time on that one. A little bit of chocolate notes.
Let's see what the can says here.
Like a mild nutmeg, maybe cinnamon.
I do love the can. It's got some like Aztec artwork, and they spelled out horchata with like the Mexican flag colors, the green, the white, and the red. And the can kind of pays homage to like a Modelo or something like that. And then let's see, on the back it says horchata with notes of coffee. There it is. I smelt it. The sniffer caught it. Coffee, chocolate, and cinnamon does contain lactose. Please store cold and drink fresh. 9%.
Damn.
Belching Beaver horchata. Did you sip it yet?
Yeah, I'm going to right
Let's
now.
do that. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yep. It's almost like I just poured horchata in my coffee or something.
The spices hit me right away.
Yeah.
Right away. And I was like, there's horchata. And then, like you said, there's the coffee.
Yeah, just like boom. Yeah. Like right up front, get that horchata, and then it just finishes almost like that abuelita, chocolate.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I like this. Yeah. I had this because they make this. This is like kind of a specialty beer that they do. I don't know if it's once a year or something like that, but I remember the last time I had it. I want to say I had it on tap at the brewery in Vista, and I think I remember saying it's good, but I still like the peanut butter better.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my palate's changed, but this is damn good.
No, this one's really good.
So I don't know if they changed the recipe or maybe my taste buds have changed. I don't know.
Well, and sometimes you get differences between can and keg,
Right.
And I think we were having this conversation a while back where, certain beers in the can tend to have a bit of a different flavor than, say, from the keg, and vice versa, Mostly because usually what's in the keg will age probably a little bit quicker just because sometimes it's sitting on a live yeast bed if they don't filter it,
Well, I really like this. How do you feel about this? Because if I'm gonna check this in on Untapped, it's getting a high rating.
No, I'm actually digging this one quite a bit because I'm not a big coffee guy. A lot of times if the coffee's like over the top, it's a turnoff for me. But the fact that you get the nice cinnamon and chocolate notes blending with that coffee just brings it all together. It's like perfect.
Yeah, I noticed there for a while with craft beer, with the stouts and all these craft breweries are like, we have to have a stout to compete because Belching Beaver went crazy with stouts and everybody followed suit. A lot of them, it was like carbonated coffee is what I tasted.
Yeah, they went a little overboard on those chocolate malts and roasted barley malts and everything in between, or even just legit coffee in there. But I think at that point, a lot of people weren't realizing how to process the coffee so that it goes into the beer. I think a lot of people were just literally taking the straight beans and just dumping them in the beer and then saying, okay. and then that just doesn't work because it just leaches all of that like bitter coffee.
Yeah.
Like the best versions I've seen have been like Modern Times. You know, they do roasting of their own coffee as well as beer.
Yeah.
And they do a cold press that is just outright phenomenal. Like, I'm not a coffee drinker at all, but I remember having their cold press coffee going like, this shit's legit. Like, it's really good. And then when they blended that in with their stouts, it just was a perfect match.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Nice. All right. Well, this is good.
No,
Good
this
job,
is really
Belching
good.
Beaver. And again, thank you for the porch bomb. I appreciate the direct to my porch mailing of Belching Beaver. I got horchata, imperial stout, and of course I had to get Viva La Beaver, which is one of my favorites. So that's the Mexican chocolate peanut butter milk stout.
Nice.
So I have that, and then I got the Peche a la mode, which is like a peach sour.
Peach, yeah.
That was really good. Lots of peach, heavy on the peach, not too sweet. But yeah, that was great. And like I said, ordered Sunday, had it Tuesday.
They were like, all right.
So whoever's doing the shipping at Belching Beaver, talk to whoever's doing the shipping at Creative Creature. Maybe you guys can collab on something, because I don't know what was different, because the shipping price was the same.
Was it both with USPS or?
They both came, USPS.
Okay. Yeah. Who
So-
knows?
But either way, a shout out to all the breweries. Creative Creature, I still love you, even though it took a little longer, because you guys make damn good beer, and I'm still going to support you. So I'm excited to try these
Yeah.
strawberry versus lemon.
Yeah, I was looking at this strawberry versus lemon.
Strasberry versus lemon.
Strasberry.
Say it right. I love the little dudes on the can too, the little boxers. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, that was good stuff there from Belching Beaver.
Yeah, of course, you got to think Belching Beaver, they've been at the game a little bit longer, so I'm sure they got some hookups there. And
when it comes to the milk stout game or the stout game, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking from the shipping standpoint that they probably got some hookups there.
Yeah.
to get things out and about.
Yeah, for sure.
But props to Creative Creature for at least be willing to ship. That's pretty cool, you know. Like you said, a number of the breweries don't even have that set up, so they're having to figure out other ways.
Absolutely.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the Strasberry versus lemon from them. So everything I've had from them is good. Didn't we just feature them on a podcast recently?
Yeah, we
had the nuts, didn't we?
Was it nuts?
Yeah, it's right there on the fridge. The Mexican lager it was like hop nuts hanging from the back of the truck.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
That one, and we had the fudge. The fuck is it called? It's like
we had the pastry stout on one episode too.
Yeah, it looked like that guy looks like Chunk, you know, just stuffing his face with fudge, and that one was actually good. I thought that was a pretty decent beer.
I liked it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. All
right.
That was amazing stuff from Belching Beaver. And again, shout out to Creative Creature. You guys rock for mailing out your beers during this tough time. We will, here at the BeerDad and Brew podcast, continue to support both Creative Creature, Belching Beaver, hell, all the breweries that we frequent, because everybody needs the help. So if you guys go online, check all these breweries out. A lot of them are offering to-go orders. Definitely support them because just buying it at the grocery store is one thing, but if you buy direct from the source, it really helps them out. Again, they had to lay off a lot of their employees. They're just trying to stay afloat during this tough time so that when everything goes back to normal, which it will go back to normal, I promise everybody, when it goes back to normal, they can reopen. And like I said, we're going to have one hell of a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's better to buy directly from them, just in the sense that a lot of times these guys, when they're shipping out to grocery stores, they're having to give the grocery store like bargain basement pricing. So sometimes a lot of these guys are making like cents on the dollar through the grocery store, whereas if you go to them directly, and I imagine, like I said earlier, these guys have been adapting pretty damn well. So look online. They may already have an online store where you can order what you want and then just go there, pick it up, and boom. One of the cool things, I'm not sure if you heard about this, La Quinta Brewing actually started doing delivery service, and I think even Devin over at Desert Beer was doing it as well. So that's one way they've been able to kind of adapt to the changing marketplace, so to speak. So it's been kind of cool. I've been tempted to try it out myself, but I'm like, you know what? I'm like right up the street. It's
Right.
I'm not gonna be that lazy bastard.
Have the truck come right to your house.
Yeah, I'll live like half a mile away.
As you come out in your full blown hazmat suit.
Yeah. My
doing
bubble.
like the guys in ET when they
Yeah.
bubble wrap the whole house and they got the full hazmat suits on and they're rolling through the house to get ET out of there.
Yeah. Or get myself a little bubble ball with little arms.
I saw that, dude. This whole quarantine thing has been outrageous. But I saw some idiot that was trying to court or date a young lady on another porch or balcony, and so they did that whole dating over Skype or whatever, and then they actually had their date, and he rolled around in a bubble.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Jeez, this shit's getting out of control.
Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder if it's more gag effect at that point.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, just like I was talking to a friend of mine that's a photographer, Jonathan. He came and did our pictures
very good stuff.
at the Craft Lounge. But anyways, I was talking to him, and there's a photographer. I saw it on the news in Orange County. There's a photographer going around taking quarantine family portraits. So he shows up to your house from the lawn, and you go up into the front windows, and he takes your portraits in the front windows doing your quarantine shit. Listen, this quarantine shit's bad. It is. It really is. It sucks for a lot of small businesses and everything. And, of course, for us that are still working and worried about our families and stuff, like I'm an essential worker, so I got to go to work every day. But to see stuff like that, I'm like, really? You literally have one fucking job. I just told you can work from home, you can play video games, you can remodel your house, do whatever you want at home. Don't hire a photographer to come over and take your family portrait in the front window. That's bullshit.
Well, I guess I got to give props to the photographer for meeting that demand.
Yeah. Well, like Jonathan was saying, come in if you flip your boots around, right? Put your shoes on the other foot kind of thing. And you're a photographer and your only money is doing weddings and parties and stuff like that. How do you make money?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you shout out to that photographer for getting creative and starting a gimmick that people are starting to jump on. But at the same time, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like literally, there's like grandma and grandpa in one window. You got the grandkids in the other, and then in the third one, mom and dad holding the puppy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he takes a portrait. I mean, you want that hanging on your fireplace? Do you really want to be reminded of this bullshit? Because I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Get past it and move on.
That's like, I got the newborn inside. Good girl. She's going to have no idea what the hell the coronavirus is until she maybe checks her history books or something later on in life. Because, right now she eats, she sleeps, she poops. She cries. She has a good time. She has no idea what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
Yes. No need for that added stress.
Right. So, anyways, with that being said, cheers. Let's finish off this stout.
Yep.
Yes. Definitely worthy of applause. Definitely. I like that.
All right.
That was good, Belching Beaver. So,
all right. What am I grabbing from the fridge here for our good friends?
Gonna get the DDH Sioux and the, I don't know, it has like a Hawaiian thing on it.
All right.
Check it.
I'll find it.
So Josh is gonna get up and head to the old BeerDad refrigerator here, as we are gonna start our next segment. It's a next segment that I like to call Beers with Friends. So yeah, you see the Josh is grabbing it right now. Yeah, I think it's behind there. All right, so it's like the Red Sioux. And then
Magnus?
what is that thing? Nugmo. Yeah, that's the one. So,
all right. Line these up here and
Just waiting on our Beers with Friends compatriot here.
Kind of liking this Nugmo here.
Do you now?
Well, I'm just reading it. It said Mosaic, Sabro, Simcoe, and Amarillo.
Thought I'd throw you off a little bit. So, wait, hold on. Had to clap.
Yes.
So this next segment we like to call Beers with Friends, and no different. So essentially how this segment is like I've explained to you, for those of you guys listening, the 1,000 listeners on the podcast land. If you ever would like to be a part of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, all you have to do, really simple, go out and find something from one of your local breweries, something local, because we want to try something we've never had before, something that you have a lot of pride for and you want to give a shout out to. Go out and get it, and go ahead and ship it to us. If you need help with shipping, let us know. If not, just ship it away, because you'll probably end up in getting something back from us anyways. But go ahead and ship us a couple beers, 2 to 3 beers that you really want us to have and try. But make sure you buy doubles of that, because we want you to have them chilling in your fridge, because what we're going to do is we're going to schedule a time for you to join us on the podcast and have those beers with us while on FaceTime or Skype. So it's a pretty cool experience, and we've done it before. We did it with Craig and Matt out in Missouri.
Yep.
And tonight we're doing it with Mr. 24 Beers, Titus, out in Iowa.
Nice.
See, he's out in Carroll, Iowa, so
All right.
far away from California. And he sent us some Topling Goliath, so I'm really excited about that. As well as Josh was. He's been on his radar for a while.
Yeah, I've been seeing it through a lot of the beer circles that I keep track of, and kept seeing this can. And I was like, first off, it's like, this is some bitchin' can art. And then secondly, everyone's just raving about this beer. Like, it's got kind of the hazy thing, but it's got that West Coast, through and through. And then I was like, all right, let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
and
so
then when you said you had gotten, a whole pack of this stuff, and I'm like, well, shit. Someone answered my prayers without it.
There you go.
Me asking.
So, through the power of podcast magic, we're going to bring Mr. 24 Beers, Titus Case Beer. That's his name. How awesome is that?
Yes.
We're going to bring him on the show here. So let's give him let's see, we're going to do FaceTime. Get old Mr. Titus on there. There he is. Oh my gosh, look what he's wearing.
I got to get my headphones
Very cool.
to connect to this, though.
Okay. Well, we can hear you for now.
Can you? All right. Well, I'm going to take them off and just shut them off then.
That works.
Yeah.
But look we're all twinning.
Yeah, we're twinsies all.
There's my shirt. Josh has got his shirt on. I love it.
You think it's funny, but I got the same shirt on. Triplet.
Yeah. Triplets.
Driplets.
We're tripleting.
Tripleting.
Now the headphones are working.
Oh, okay.
Now, there we go.
Can you hear us in your headphones?
Yeah, now I can, yeah.
All right, perfect.
There we go.
Very.
Oh, yeah, you sound a lot better now.
There you go.
Yeah. Very cool.
Perfect. Well, Titus, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast.
Yes. Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm excited. Thanks for listening to the show. It's been awesome. And thank you for sending us some love from Iowa, Topling Goliath. It's awesome. I had some last night, but up until then, I've never actually tasted Topling Goliath. I've seen it posted all over social media. I hear a lot of people in the craft beer community talk about it. Never actually had to try it, and though because of you, we're able to try it. It's been on Josh's radar for a while too. Yes. He's wanted to try it, so that's awesome. Yeah. So this is cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
I love it. So you're up in Carroll, Iowa, correct?
Yeah, I live in Carroll, Iowa. I'd say probably about 10,000 people.
10,000. That's awesome. See, I got to get out of California. This is ridiculous. And
Okay,
it's like, so is it like kind of like where? Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm actually from Omaha, which is probably about 500,000 people. Over in Nebraska. Born and raised there. I moved over here for my wife's job. She works for the state of Iowa about 5 years ago now.
Okay.
Very cool.
Very nice. And so a little bit of a change. I mean, even Omaha for us city slickers can be kind of small, even though they have a large population, but it's still a really cool city. Of course, I guess if you're not a Cornhuskers fan when you're out there in Nebraska, you're an evil person.
Yeah, you gotta like the Cornhuskers or Creighton. That's about all they got. That's right.
Oh, that's right, the basketball team.
That's all they got. It's the only two things they got. That's right.
Yeah, I remember because my brother was out there and he was telling me that, like, I want to say it was a Sunday, Saturday, and so the whole town was shut down for the game.
Oh, if he was
in like
Lincoln,
restaurants.
Yeah, if he was in Lincoln, Nebraska, yes, they were shut down, and minus people going there before the game, and then after that, that's all there is. It's football.
That's crazy.
It's funny you mentioned that because one of my coworkers, he's from Kansas, and he was telling me kind of in the same vein. It's just people are really into their sports. They shut everything down, and when he came out here and started working in Beaumont, we both took a trip for work and were driving by like just north of LA, and I pointed out, I was like, oh yeah, there's like 2 million people live out there, and he's like, what the hell? What the hell? Just blew his mind.
See, that doesn't surprise me much. I've actually traveled a little bit. I haven't been to very many big cities in the United States. I did go to Italy back in 2004, 2005. So, I've been to like Rome, I've been to Paris.
Nice.
So I've been to some larger cities, but United States wise, I mean, I flew the biggest cities I've been to, Kansas City is about it. Flew into Columbus, Ohio on my trip. Went over to New York. I didn't go into New York at all. I was in the airport. I mean, I've been nowhere really. I did drive through Dallas and Houston. I mean, I've been to Texas a little bit, but
very cool.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy, this guy, he's admittedly like, he was like, yeah, I kind of had a shelter existence. I never really been outside Kansas the first time, for everything. And it was like, okay, it's kind of cool, like.
And then you come out here and you're like, whoa.
Well, it tripped me out too, because he said the last time he had been to like the beach or the ocean when he was like a little kid. And where we were going was Santa Barbara. It was like right there on the coast. So we got there early. We're kicking back. I was like, hey, you want to go check out the ocean? He's like, hell yeah. I'm like, all right, let's make it happen.
There you go. So that's awesome. Well, that's great. How's the weather up there today? We're pouring down rain here in Southern California.
It's 10:30 at night. It's still 57 degrees, so I'm pretty stoked actually.
That's
not bad at all. Because what day was it? I think it was Friday. We had like freezing rain, and I parked close to my work, and everything flew off the sheet metal and landed on my lid of my car and my windshield, and I had like 6 inches of like ice, and I'm like, this sucked. I could have parked like half a block down the thing, and it would have had nothing on it because it would have blown off.
Yeah. Jeez.
But
changing weather.
But like 2 days later, it's gone. I mean, there's nothing. There we go. Sideways view.
That's better. That way you can see both of us.
What kind of? There's something in the way right there. It's like a can or something right there. Have you been?
That's one of the.
I think you might have been drinking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I used to have, what's that thing that the kids like, the pop sockets or something like that.
Yeah.
So I had one of them on my phone, and it broke off. So I'm going to use this can to prop this. Hopefully it stays.
Oh, so I'm using a toaster, so don't feel bad.
I like it. We're men. We improvise, right? We're like MacGyver.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yesterday I was doing something similar with some buddies, and I think I had a Spam can it's propped up on.
What they don't know won't hurt them, right?
Yes.
We're very, very high tech here at the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. As you can see, Titus, we're in our garage. There goes the holder.
Yeah.
So we're in the BeerDad garage. Not too much exciting in here. I got the truck parked outside so we could be out here. Got a bunch of junk out here. There's somewhere over there's a 69 Mustang that I need to get my ass to work on so I can sell it, but it's over there somewhere.
Wow. There
But
you go.
and then of course we got the BeerDad refrigerator over there. That's full of all the good brewskis, including the ones that you sent. And then the wife's car is parked in here too. But yeah, that's where we're banished to the garage because of course we got the newborn inside. So the wife's like, you do the podcast outside.
Yeah. You don't want to keep the baby awake when it sleeps. I get that one.
Right. Yep. So, but yeah, so I'm excited to share some beers with you that you sent us. We did a live video on Instagram. I saw you jumped on there. We had the
Pseudo
I guess
Sue.
that's a regular pseudo Sue, and then here that we're gonna have with you, we're doing the
Double dry.
dry hop pseudo Sue
Yes.
and Nugmo.
Nugmo, yeah.
Is that saying that right?
Nugmo, yeah.
Nugmo.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm stoked.
Yes. What all did I send you? Anyways, I know I sent you a king.
You
A
sent.
King Sue.
Let's see. It was. I don't think. Is that what the other one's called? Because it was. Where's that can at from the first one that we had?
Oh yeah, let's look.
Oh, right here. Sorry.
Here we go. So
That's pseudo Sue. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so
that's the generic.
that's
yeah.
like the regular
That's the
pseudo Sue.
yeah,
Okay,
regular,
so you
yeah.
so you sent that. You sent the double dry hop pseudo Sue. You sent Nugmo, and then you sent one that has like a sumo guy on it.
So no, there's no. You got two more, I think.
That was it. Yeah, there
You
was.
want me to go check or?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was.
I think
Whoops,
there was.
there we go. We lost
you
our phone
lost
again.
your phone. I think there was like 6 4-packs. Remember, hashtag Mr. 24 beers.
So there's what's that one
Super
called?
Sumo.
Super
Yeah.
Sumo
Yep.
and Pompeii.
Oh, the Pompeii. That's really fruity. You might, if you like a fruity style like IPA, that Pompeii is
Yeah.
really good.
Okay, and then what's that lady?
Sun Reaper.
Sun
Oh
Reaper.
yeah, the Sun Reaper. Yes, another good one.
Yeah. So there's quite a like I said, I opened up the box and I was pulling the beers out. You know, normally sometimes I'll open my porch bombs like in the house and then I'll carry them out to the fridge. And my wife's like, because for whatever reason these last couple, well, obviously with everything going on, I got a ton of porch bombs because I ordered some from some of the breweries that started shipping to the houses. And then of course there was a couple trades that I had, and then you sent that. And so I'm opening it and I keep pulling beers out and I just kept going and going and going. And she's like, really?
Yeah.
How many beers are in that box?
24.
I said
There
24.
you go.
It's for it's
right.
for Mr. 24 beers.
Right.
So
I-
I already told Josh our plan is over the next couple weeks is we're gonna procure various beers and we're gonna refill that box and I'm gonna try to repurpose it and send it back
It
to you.
should be repurposed.
So-
I'm sure it's been around. It's been around a while. Whale.
It looks like it's had some
yeah,
mileage, but
whale
it
pods-
should get back
whale
to you in one
pods
piece.
are like legit really good with that styrofoam that's all around it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've already
we'll-
got some beers started for you too. I've got some King Sue and Fire Skull and Money. So I've got 2 4-packs already set up to save for you.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
And then I've got some
Awesome. Well,
stouts
look-
too from Lion Bridge.
Lion Bridge. Oh, you just posted that
Yeah,
not too long ago,
they're-
didn't you?
Gosh, they're so pricey. So they're like $25 a 4-pack of 12-ounce cans.
Wow.
But
And I was just complaining
they're-
about a 17 crowler.
but they're if you like stouts, which I know you like peanut butter stouts, but this is
Yes.
more of a like a cocoa stout, like a
Yeah.
the one's like an anniversary. It's like a chocolate cake stout. You might like that.
Grab that horchata. Have you ever had
I
horchata?
have not.
Okay. So that's kind of a Southern California thing. It's like a rice milk. You get it at all our like Mexican restaurants and taco shops. But we just had this on the regular part of the podcast, so I'm sure you'll listen to
Yep.
it. But it's a horchata imperial stout. So I'm definitely going to send you one of these. It's not too bad. It's 9% so imperials usually run around 9 to
Yep,
12%. So
Yeah.
on the lower end, but just Josh and I just had it, and it's really, really good. If you like it's got like chocolate and cinnamon flavor
cool.
to it. So good.
A little bit of coffee in there too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's from Belching Beaver, and I think
I've
you said you've had Belching
I've had
Beaver
their,
stouts
peanut
before.
butter stout I've had before. Yep.
Okay.
I actually got their stuff
Nice.
probably from I want to say Craft Beer Kings is probably where I got that from, which is out of California too. They do shipping all over.
Nice. Oh, is that the
That's
one
the
that
one that,
you
yes,
just?
yeah. Unfortunately, they decided to use the post office, and I lost 5 beers out of 13.
Oof.
You know, I'm a firm believer, and I don't know if you noticed this, but so they like wrapped fragile stickers all over that thing, and I feel like every time someone's ever wrote fragile, or I've written fragile on a box and I've done a trade or whatever, it seems to get a lot more beat up than if you don't write anything on there.
Like they take it as a challenge.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I ship UPS because I ship through my work, so I really don't have an issue with anything. I've never had anything lost. I've never had anything broken. I've been shipping for probably 5 years. Never lost anything. The last 2 boxes I got from the post office, Josh Seberger, that's in the Brews and Dupes group, he sent me 16 beers. I have 4 that are going to make it, that I had to have somebody in Des Moines, one of where my home office is, pick them up from the post office. They lost 12 beers.
Oh, Jesus. That's horrible.
Yeah. So in a 2-week time frame, I've lost 12 plus 5, 17 beers. Yeah.
Wow.
Ouch.
I guess, I've been fortunate, knock on wood. So far, my only accidents I've had was I had a crowler where it got punctured, and I lost, but it still had kept its carbonation, so it must have been just punctured a little bit to where it was kind of drizzling out. And then on another one, I lost 1 beer out of 12, where it just opened, and when I opened it up, it was all over the damn place.
Just popped.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate, and even with some of those Justin Vierno from the Brews and Dubes, he sent some the smoogies.
Yes.
I was worried about those because I've seen a lot of videos where people are like, "Man, these things bust open
So I
horrible."
didn't have any problem with the smoothies at all from Imprint. I've seen a lot more with the 450, which is interesting because Barntown is in Des Moines, and I've sent some of their beers out quite a bit because they have some pretty kind of beers that they do, like milk sugars and stuff. And they've done a collaboration that I sent to, Val, I think his name is, of the stout bottles I sent to him. There was a 450 and Barntown collaboration. I sent him 2 stout bottles. That's when I did that trade with him, but I had him send beers to Brittany. She works at that brewery over in Ohio. And I was like,
she jumped on the Instagram.
Yeah, so I'm nice. It's one of the things I've been telling you guys about. I'm trying to pay it forward as much as I can, where I've traded with other people for them to send it to other people, where I'm giving beer away basically for other people to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting nothing but other people being able to enjoy beer. So.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's what we're here for.
And that's why we do this show. I mean, we kind of, we share beer because, fortunately, because of people like you and other people that we've met or listeners of the show, we get beers from all over the country that some people would never know even existed. And then that kind of, starts a conversation. We were just, one of the other beers that we had here was Ingenious. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to have them yet.
I have or not.
So they're based out of Houston, and their beers are amazing. There's a guy on Brews and Dubes that can get Ingenious on the regular too, but everything we've had from them is crazy. And of course, they're a smaller brewery, of course, and they don't distribute and they don't sell in stores, so you can only get it from the brewery. But we just had it's called Tiger's Blood. It's they have a Smartie line, like the Smartie candies, and it's kind of a sour, I guess you could put it in a sour category.
Almost like a hazy Berliner.
Right?
Yeah, it's really weird, hard to describe, but the flavor on this Tiger's Blood was insane. It was like watermelon, strawberry, and coconut.
Nice. So if you've never had beer from Iowa, I'm guessing you've never had, did Pulpit Rock then?
No.
Oh,
I can't say.
Literally, the only thing I've ever had now I can say is Topling Goliath.
So I'm going to send you some other stuff. I do have some more beer To me,
Okay.
I have a guy that lives like he's only like an hour and a half away from me, so I can
Yeah.
literally like probably just go hang out with him if I really desired to or wanted to. But like we've been trading beer for a couple of years, and I've never met him once. And he's like an hour and a half away from here. But he gets
That's
beer
crazy.
from all over the place, kind of like I do. And so I get beer, I just send it to him. He's never had it, whatever. And it works out really well. It's kind of interesting. We're so close, but we get beer that each other have never had.
Awesome.
Very cool.
And that's man. So before I figured out like the whole trading community, like obviously we have a ton of options here for craft beer, but it's such an amazing community, and the Brews and Dubes community is awesome. Like obviously that's where I met you. It's actually funny. I think I was following you before Brews and Dubes, because when I went to get you on Instagram, I already was following you.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if did you ever do a giveaway or anything
I've
at one
never
point?
done a giveaway, really. I have
So
I might have like 30 followers. I have it's small, and I don't post stuff very often. I
Right.
stick to one social media. And I know, Josh,
Yeah.
you said that you're not a big social media person.
He is not.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'll jump on there. I'll like some things. I'll try to comment, but my bread and butter is home brewing.
Yeah.
So whenever I see things where people are like doing home brewing type,
Uh-oh.
Your garage light turned off.
That would. It did. There it goes.
Okay. Got to give a wave and a shout here. But for me, whenever I see people doing like the home brewing side of things, that's where I really want to, that's where I tend to invest a lot of my time and saying like, props to you. Oh, that sounds great. Or even just answering, questions.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people will post something like, hey, this turned out kind of weird. What happened?
I do all the social media around here, and he does all the he's kind of like the scientist and behind the curtain kind of thing, where he can procure a lot of beers, he can find random beers. Obviously there's a bottle shop that is like within walking distance from his work, and that's where he gets a lot of the stuff that we have on the show. But yeah, he's our whip master, like wizard behind the counter, and I do all the geeky social media stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because one of the easiest ways to befriend brewers at the brewery is to bring in home brew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they love it, because it's like one thing to come in there and drink their beer, but then you're like, here, try this. And they're like, wait, you're giving me beer?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, yeah, it was cool like that. I know you listened to the Idlewild episode, but like Josh brought up some homebrew to him, and he was and actually that was because he had just had an operation. That was like the first beer he had in like months.
Yeah.
So his palate was like on fire.
Yeah.
I asked him to listen to the last one too, where you guys were talking about. Can't remember what the difference was between, but you had the was it a Lopez or? I'm trying to think the last pod. It must have been 16.
Okay.
You're talking about the difference between
the two beers that were similar,
it was
but
like
they were different.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a Mexican amber lager that we had added dates to
the
it.
dates one, and then the guy had a whole bunch of dates.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the difference was he added more dates than I did, about twice as much, and he used a different yeast strain, which was a Swiss lager, and I used a Mexican lager. So it was kind of cool seeing those differences, between the two of them.
Yeah, and it was really interesting having somebody that doesn't like. I think that the guy that you had on the third guy didn't like stuff.
Jose
more than he did more of the sugary stuff. So I thought that was really interesting.
He is a tough guy to crack when it comes to beer. He really is, and that's why I like to have him on the show sometimes, because especially like. I was for sure he was going to absolutely hate that Baba Brew House smoothie that we had.
But he said he liked it.
But he actually liked it.
I remember that.
And he gave it, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So that's how I know that. And you were asking about Baba, and I told you I have a connection for you, so I'll get you hooked up with him. We got to figure out. So the way they're doing things, obviously with the state of the whole coronavirus thing, is they're only doing their curbside service. And the way it's been working for them is they put them up on Wednesday at it'd be 3 p.m. my time, which I think is 5 p.m. your time. So it literally, the last one, which was like the Candy Baba sour, which was like a chocolate fruit sour, it sold out in 5 minutes online.
I don't think they're making enough.
So, yeah, well, so they've always been kind of like that. Even like when they do their like can release and everyone lines up outside for it, it's kind of the same situation. I think they make the same amount every time, and so I think they kind of do that on purpose just to make everybody go mad for it. But it seems like about every other time he's able to get it. But actually, what he's been telling us is now that. He's like, you can actually go on now because they didn't do this before, but we can go online and purchase it ourselves, and then we just give him the info and he can pick it up for us, and then obviously help get it to us. So, but that's if we can, hit the button fast enough before it sells off.
I work at 5 p.m. most nights except for Wednesday. Well, actually, Wednesday you said.
Yeah, it's on Wednesdays.
The one night I don't work on my second job, so that
there you go. See,
I might be able to,
you could be like this with your phone, like, all right, here we go, send.
It might work out, actually, now that I think about it. That's good.
There you go.
So what do you guys want to try
so
first? Are you guys thinking this Nugmo? This stuff's getting warm over here. And it looks like it's sitting out there, too.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Nugmo first?
Yeah, because you say you had the other one, so you want to save that one for... Wait, do you want to save the other one for last, or...?
Yeah, because I think we'll chug that one.
Which one do you want?
You want to chug Nugmo? Or you...
Let's sample the Nugmo.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All
yeah.
right. So we'll do Nugmo first.
That's cool with me.
All right. I love it. You hear that simultaneous can
I got
opening.
this,
It's beautiful.
This cool porch bomb glass that I got. I think I got this from...
Oh, look at that.
I got the Save the Whales, I think, is his Instagram name. Guy, he made some glasses. And I'll see if I can find his information. I'll send it to you, Justin.
Okay.
I know he's in California.
Yeah, I've been seeing some cool glasses lately.
Oh, those
I have
glasses are like $200 a glass. I don't know if people do that.
Yeah, I'm more of a if I find a glass for $20-$30, that's about my limit on glasses.
Six pack on Amazon for like $20.
Perfect.
Right?
Look at that thing. So I'm drinking, my glass that I'm drinking out of Titus is, I don't know if you can see it. So this is from Dangerous Man Brewing in Minnesota.
Nice. I've been to Minnesota, a couple places up there.
So it's in Minneapolis, and Josh, hit that light. Yep. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So there's a dude on throw your hands up. There's a dude on Brews and Dubes that is right there in that area, and he can hit up Dangerous Man. They have some amazing brews, so if you ever hit him up for some trades, I would definitely suggest, because they have some crazy sour IPAs. They have an amazing peanut butter porter, and they just come up with some wild stuff. And what I'm really looking forward to, and we've already talked, because it's coming up here next month. Yeah, so I'm kind of a Star Wars fan, a little geeky Star Wars fan. Awesome. So you're gonna love this. They do every year. Of course, everything's going crazy. Hopefully it's fixed by then. But in May, for May the 4th, they always do a Star Wars party there at the brewery. And with that Star Wars party, they release 2 beers that are Star Wars themed. One is something different every year, and then the other one that they do every year is Blue Milk. And it's like a Berliner style beer, and it's like bright blue, and it looks like blue milk. Nice. So I'm like, okay, for sure. Because what happened was, my brother-in-law actually went to college there, and we went to his graduation last year. And I literally, when we went to his graduation, I missed the release of Blue Milk by 1 week. And when I walked in to buy, because they sell crowlers, they have like ready-made crowlers. There he goes, he's sampling. Yep. I walked in, and they sold the last can the day before I got there.
Yeah. So you've heard?
I'm like, no.
You've heard of Jay Wakefield then in Florida?
That sounds very familiar.
If you get a chance, look at their brewery. If they have any pictures you need on social media, they have like this huge, like Star Wars wall. Like it's all painted, the whole like wall. It's like all Star Wars.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure you saw me. I took the daughter to Disneyland right before this virus thing. Yeah, and we were at the Uga's Cantina, and I was drinking some craft beer, and Had a Bloody Mary. Of course, they didn't call it a Bloody Mary. I don't remember, but I think they called it a Rancor Bloody or something like that.
Probably,
Had a big old bone on the top.
Yeah.
But definitely cool. If you ever get the chance to take your kids out to Disneyland, you got to go to the cantina.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So this is, I love the smell of this.
Yeah, it's got that nice tropical like punch.
Where's that can at? Let me see that can.
Right here.
So to me,
I was looking at the back of that.
To me, it tastes more like a generic, not a generic. That's not the word I want to say. A normal like double, like Solstice is coming out from Topling Goliath too. And if I get a chance, I'll grab one of those for you as well because it's probably my most favorite double IPA. And it's from Topling Goliath as well. But a lot of the stuff they don't mass produce. It's really crazy. So King Sue used to be like they would produce it like once or twice a year, and I was lucky if I could get like a can, or 2 or 3 or 4. But I mean they sell it in a 4-pack, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they mass produce it, and you can get it like all over the country, and it's really strange.
It's crazy because I don't ever see here in Southern California. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen Topling Goliath. I mean, I've heard a lot of it, but it's kind of weird actually how many beers you don't get in California.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. You can go the next state over, like Arizona
gets a lot of
or
stuff,
even
yeah.
Nevada. Yeah, and it's all over the damn place. Like
Nevada's a big one too. You
Yeah,
go to Vegas and you
big.
can find all kinds of shit.
Well, I remember a while back I started getting like a hankering for New Belgium's Double, or their Trappiste beer. It's like the flagship. It was supposed to be the flagship when they started, but really good fucking Belgian Double if you ever get a chance to try it. But I was surprised to find out that they stopped shipping it to California. Like you won't find it in California anymore.
Right.
So you had to go to Vegas to get this damn beer. I mean, I lucked out because my girlfriend's father and brother both lived there. So she went to go visit, and I was like, "Hey, honey, could you stop by the store and pick this up?"
Well, I do that to my wife every time she goes out of town, and she hates it because she's like, "Don't you have enough beer?" Well, no.
How many beers do you have in your I've seen you've got several refrigerators. I think you got one at work, you got one at home. But how many beers on average do you usually have?
All right, well, we're gonna have to take a walk because I really don't know.
He's like, I'm curious myself.
I don't count. Sorry, it's gonna get dark, so I have to go in the basement.
That's
Oh,
okay.
good.
He's got a basement. See, that's another reason why I want to move out of California. We don't get basements in California
A cellar.
because of the whole earthquake. Which, by the way, Titus, we had a really nice roller yesterday.
We had
yesterday.
one yesterday, and we had one like 2 or 3 days
So
before. that.
yesterday it was the big one that was in Anza. I think it was like 4.9.
Well, that was like 3 days ago.
So
no, it was.
There was one yesterday. It was like a
Yeah.
little just boop.
We had a 4.9 that I was sitting in the Lazy Boy, and I was like, the first thing I said is, "What is that noise?" Because sometimes you can hear them before they hit, and it's like a loud rumble. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm like, "Whoa!" And my whole Lazy Boy was like shaking back and forth, and our chandelier started shaking around. I'm like, "Holy
okay,
shit!"
so I'm gonna
And where
go
the
this way. This is I don't know. Can I
look
turn
at
this
that.
way? Oh, I can flip. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so 1,
Nice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 rows. This is all stuff that I got on trades. This is stuff that I just got from Boompaw. You guys know Boompaw.
Yeah. I love Boom Paw.
Okay, so this is a blueberry muffin from Barntown. That's the Fire Skull and Money that I'm going to send you. This is what a King.
Okay. I like that can art.
This is the King Sue. This is my favorite double IPA. That's got 100 IBU on it. But it's like so like really floral and like just so really good.
Okay.
I got milk in my beer fridge. Yes.
I do too.
It's part of the. Oh crap! We might run out of milk. I don't know. Not really.
Yeah.
I got only 2 crowlers left in the back there. Because I did send out like 4 crowlers to some other people. This is all the stuff that I probably got from Tavora, the last shipment that I got.
Okay. You were able to get Drecker from
Yeah, I
Tavor?
got 6 of them actually.
Dude, it
this
makes me
one
so mad that like See, I've been wanting to try Drecker
Okay,
so
here
bad,
you go.
and it's
Okay,
like,
it's up in the list. There we go. See how easy that was?
so it's weird because Tavour, like you go on Tavour and you can pick this,
Yeah,
and
but
this, and then I go on
You
Tavour and it's
can't.
like totally
Yes, I agree.
different.
Okay, and then the other thing that I've always been wanting is a Wild Leap. I did get from Tavour, but I've not got their. I think they have like an orange creamsicle or something.
Orange
Yeah,
creamsicle.
that the Wild Leap has. They're out of it. I think Atlanta, Georgia.
So, have you had the orange creamsicle ale from Mother
I
Earth?
have not.
Because I'm curious to wonder if it's something that you could get, because so Mother Earth is a San Diego brewery, but they actually opened in Nampa, Idaho, and that's where they made the orange creamsicle, was at the Nampa factory. So I'm curious to see if it's come up there. If not, and that's a flavor that you're looking for, I'm sure Josh and I can find that, because it's
Yeah, it's like the only beer they make now.
yeah. Actually, I think I have one in the fridge up front. I'll have to go check and see if I have it. It's a 12-ounce can, smaller can.
So here's
But,
the funny thing
it's
about
really
me too,
good.
though, is that milk sugars, or AKA lactose, love how they taste.
No bueno.
No bueno on my guts
No
later.
bueno.
Yes. I drink them,
Yeah.
but man, the later in the night, it's not pleasant. Wife gets kind of mad.
Some of them can have that effect for me and Josh as well. I guess it just depends on how much they're using. I remember a while back, Electric made they actually made the exact same beer, and one of them they added the milk sugar, and one of them they didn't. Cool. And I remember tasting them, and I'm like, well, they taste exactly the same to me almost. And then I remember, like, oh man, it hurt me so bad. I was down for the count for like a day and a half.
Oh wow, that's
I was like,
good.
all right,
Really
well, yeah, that was like no more milk sugar for me for a while. And then I've had it a couple of times. We actually just wanted.
I mean, this one, the Belching Beaver, has it.
It probably has some in there
Yeah.
too.
So what's
Contains
really
lactose,
weird
Yeah.
about that is that I can eat cheese. I don't drink milk. I've stayed away from milk for like 20 plus years. I used to cook, but I don't drink milk ever. No cereal, ice cream like once or twice a year, but my lactose comes from beer. That's about it.
Yeah.
And grilled cheese or like a cheeseburger or something. But
Oh my god, that's something, because I'm
But it doesn't
one of these
bother me. It's
weirdos
really
that
weird.
is. Yeah, I love dairy too, but I know my tummy doesn't like it. So it's certain things, like you say, grilled cheese. Like right now it's raining. Like one of my favorite meals when it rains is grilled cheese and tomato soup.
oh yes.
And
So what?
I was craving that for.
So here's the funny thing.
I was craving that for lunch
All right,
today.
so you said tomato soup. Okay, so in California, do you guys use milk or do you use water for your tomato soup?
I usually use milk or like cream.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, well, some of the tomato soups that you get, like I've been getting. So we have. I don't know if you have a grocery store out there called Sprouts. I know that they are in the Pacific Northwest, but I don't know how far up they go. But we get a tomato soup that it almost looks like a box. It comes in like a box or whatever, and you don't have to add anything to it. It's ready. You just pour it right out of the box.
Oh, that'd be scary.
But if you get the canned soup, I usually would do milk if I wanted it creamier.
Yeah, we always use milk too.
Yeah.
But I've heard people
So,
use
and of
water,
course,
but
it
it throws me off. Some people use water. I'm like, what?
It gets really runny because you want to dip your grilled cheese in it,
I
right?
used to-
Yeah, that's what I'm
I make
thinking
an
is like-
island, actually, the grilled cheese just goes in the bowl,
Oh,
and then
nice.
you use a spoon.
Very
and
nice.
just
Actually,
eat it.
So I went to a restaurant in, was it San Francisco? Somewhere in the Bay Area, and they made one of those like sourdough bowls. And then what they did was they lined the sourdough bowl with cheddar cheese, and then they poured the tomato soup in there. So it was kind of like a grilled cheese in a bowl kind of thing, and you could eat the bowl. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's good.
That was good.
It was so good.
Yeah, see, like I'm a broccoli cheddar fan too. So I mean, like it's just really weird that like some stuff hits you,
Yeah.
and some stuff doesn't. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I like a ton of cheese on like my nachos, but I always pay the price later. But I don't care. I still eat it.
Yeah.
So it's all good. But this back to this beer. This
The nug mode.
Nug
So what do you guys think? Let me
Nugmo
hear
from-
somebody that's never had it. What do you guys think?
So here's what I think about this. the first thing I did when I took a sip of this, I was like, it tastes like there's Amarillo, and I just looked at the can and there's Amarillo hops in there.
See, I don't know how to tell the difference
definitely
between that. I mean, you guys are like way like schooled in what stuff tastes like.
Well, because what Amarillo to me is it puts off a lot of like citrus flavors. It almost gives that like fruity zest to a beer. So a lot of times, a lot of people will like to use the Amarillo hop because it'll add that flavor without actually having to add like a fruit adjunct to the beer.
Well, yeah, it tends to have like a marmalade and orange zest kind of quality. So you tend to get those in big notes. And
it really makes it citrusy.
And it's one of those things where for us, it's something we, or at least me personally, I kind of train for it in the, like I'll find beers that have single hop edition beers. And then I'll basically just try to drink a few of those and really pinpoint the one thing that stands out amongst all of them. So say I have a few breweries that do like a single hop edition Amarillo, or even myself as a home brewer, I'll make a couple of Amarillo single hop beers and just try them out and go, okay, Amarillo produces these flavors, or Centennial produces these flavors, or Simcoe.
Yeah,
and after a while,
I was listening to you. You were talking about that, like different things bring out different flavors. So you not cheat, but like you add stuff, but you're not actually adding it to it to keep the flavor. Or
sometimes so he's like a mad scientist, right? When it comes to brewing, and you can do this. It's really cool. Is you can get certain flavors based upon different types of yeast. Some yeast can like add almost like a banana flavor.
So I'm a big fan of banana flavors. So I guess it's my brain's not working.
Like Hefeweizens or
no, Belgians.
Yeah,
Belgians.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things in Omaha was Nebraska Brewing Company, and I don't know if you've ever had that.
Okay.
They had a beer that was Hop God, and it was a Belgian, like kind of like an IPA. It was like about a 10% or so, and I used to love the crap out of it, but it tasted like you're drinking a banana, which is fine with me because I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, some yeast can add, a banana flavor. Some of them can add different flavors, and then of course some of the hops add some flavors. So with like Josh, for instance, like his Mexican lager used was it the Kavik that got the lime flavor?
Well, that was an experiment I did where in place of the Mexican lager, I used a different yeast strain called Kavik, which is from Norway, and there was a particular version called Hornindal that, when you stressed it a little bit or you fermented it at higher temperatures, it produced like a big lime ester. And I was thinking to myself, like, wouldn't this be kind of cool if you had like a Mexican lager with the lime already in it?
Right.
So did that, and it worked flawlessly. Like, I was actually surprised. I'm like getting this lime note like
Do you
crazy.
still have some of your Mexican lager left?
That version, yeah. Okay. I got a couple bottles.
Some of the stuff that we're going to send to him, we're going to send some of our homebrew stuff to you, too.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Give you a chance to try some of that. I think I have 3 or 4 bottles left. It's a crazy beer. You may not like it, but it's something that him and I did together, the Moen-Law Haze that Boompaw actually tried some. It's insane because it's like turmeric and ginger. Not everyone's going to like it, but...
I totally would like to try that.
All right, so I'm going to send you a bottle of that, too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down with that.
It's been a minute since we made it back, October?
Yeah, it was about October.
So it's as it's aged. So the last time I popped it open, it like the ginger like totally took it over, and it is like, it's spicy. So be prepared.
So I like spicy. I've had plenty of like jalapeno or habaneros, like IPAs. So spicy, I'm cool with that.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
we'll definitely include one of those in there. So hopefully you like that one, because I liked it, and like I said, it was my version of when my mother-in-law was like, you got to take all these like healthy pills, turmeric and ginger and all this. I'm like, put it in a beer.
My mother-in-law was the same way about turmeric. Can you find me some turmeric? Because we do a lot of all natural or like essential oils and stuff like that. She was like, can you give me some turmeric? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. It's funny because you read these things, it's like it works great, and then they're like, no, that stuff doesn't work at all.
Right. Yeah. It depends on who the scientist
yeah.
or the doctor is at the time,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
So, but how I look at it is that we put way more turmeric than we should have in there, and so by drinking one bottle, I don't have to take my turmeric pills for like a month, so I'm good.
Right.
So yeah, that's my excuse.
So is it a sipper or is it a chug? Because I chug beer.
Well, I chugged one,
I remember seeing that.
I chugged one. It wasn't too bad chugging, but I don't know. It's getting spicier and spicier by the day. I would say maybe take a sip first before, like, because I don't know how bad it's going to burn when you chug it.
I do know it did work pretty good against like heartburn and
really?
stuff.
That's the crazy part. With the spices, it is
the opposite.
Yeah. So because we noticed that there was a night where we kind of drank more than we normally do, and then at the end of the night we ended with a Moen La Hazy and I had no heartburn at all, zero. And sometimes because we mix, we had sours and IPAs and stouts, and so that usually tends to do something to your gut a little bit and brings a little stuff back up. And I had no issues that night after I drank that beer.
I will say afterwards, man, I even felt like more awake. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm wired.
There's all this turmeric in here. I'm ready to. Yeah. It's like I'm on crack right now. I'm going crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we've actually, obviously after we made it, you kind of learn your lesson. So now we know, like, the next batch, we're not going to use as much turmeric and ginger that we did on this batch.
Well, ginger is supposed to be really good for you, though, too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, all of it, everything we used in there was good, and all the ingredients that we used was all organic too, which I always have this thing because like my mother-in-law, of course now my wife, is like everything has to be organic that we buy, and so I always have this thing. I'm like how do I actually know this is like? I feel like some of these companies just like, you know what, I'm going to make the same stuff I've been making, but I'm going to put a sticker on there that says organic and charge $4 more, and people are going to buy it.
Well, I actually worked for a farm for a little while. It was organic farm, and that organic label, the farm has to pay for it.
Right.
They do get certified for it, but they got to pay out the ass in order to use
the label.
Right, so
to use the logo.
I remember the whole someone has to walk away for a second. Part of the podcast.
That's you
me right now.
That's
me
you
right now.
Go for it.
I'll be right back.
All right. So again, we're having beers with friends here. Titus, Mr. 24 Beers, is heading to the El Baño.
I was wondering that myself, but I think I can hold out here.
Yeah, I'm actually doing better. I feel like last time, I don't know, maybe we drank more beers. I don't know what it was, but
or maybe just the types of beers.
It got all three of us.
Yeah. Maybe it was that lager.
Could have been.
The dates.
Yeah.
The attack of the dates.
I think I don't know. Well, maybe because we did. What did we do? We did 2 sours first, and now we're doing
a couple of
IPAs. We had a stout. Yeah. It's not too bad. So it looks like right now we're in Titus's kitchen.
Yes.
Let's see. I see a fridge. Looks like a small, let's see, what is that? It's a dining room table. Well, wait a minute. His chair's over here, so maybe he's got 2 dining room tables. I don't know. But I really like what he said about his town. What did he say, 10,000 people?
Yeah.
See, the BeerDad is not cut out for this big city stuff. I really need, we got to get out of state. Oh, here he comes. God, he looks amazing in that shirt, doesn't he?
Oh, yes.
As you came walking in, Titus, I was like, man, he looks amazing in that shirt.
Oh, hold on.
It's actually a good color on you.
Brown? I got like gray pants on, so it doesn't looks like kind of weird. I gotta see my camera.
He's doing the whole
doing the catwalk.
Yeah. That's a good color. I'm glad you chose the brown too.
Better. Was it brown or black?
Brown or black?
I did want black.
So
black is I don't know. Summer's coming up. I was like, black's gonna be hot. I'm like, no.
Well, and I noticed too because I ordered both. I got brown, and then my wife wanted black. And I noticed. Did you order black and brown, or did you just do all brown?
Just brown, yeah.
So even though it's the same shirt, I feel like the material on the brown was softer than the black.
I can tell by the tag. It's got that little skinny tag or whatever that's on it.
Yeah.
I know that it was that soft cotton or whatever the heck they make that stuff out of.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that earlier. So I opted for, there were two different shirts that I could pick from, and there was one that would have come in at $20, and then this one was $25. And the one that's 20 was, I read a lot of the reviews on there, and it's like, it's just your standard cheap T-shirt, and it shrinks, and it's not soft.
It's going to shrink. You need to put it in
Right.
like size 3X to make put a guy that says medium.
Correct. So I was like, I'll just go with this one, and I'm glad I did because I like that soft material.
It didn't shrink at all, actually. Like none. I've washed it twice already, and not at
Awesome.
all. No shrinkage.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the company. I'm glad I chose them, and they did a good job with the screen printing too. It came out really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a sports fan you are as far as baseball goes, but I'm a huge Padres fan, and this year they actually went back to the brown, which is their original colors from like the 70s and 80s.
Brown, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So that's kind of what our logo's based upon. So the guy that did our logo, he goes, so what do you want? And I kind of gave him a quick sketch, which actually is funny. I'll show you a sketch of, or if I still have the picture. It looked like a giant wiener. Or penis, if you will, that was supposed to be a microphone, and then it had our heads on there, like stick figure heads,
at least you're not
and
too
then
close to the microphone, right?
Right. So he did a lot better job, but basically I said something like this, minus the penis. I'm sorry, but that's how I draw a microphone. And then I said, and then with Padre colors, and he's like, oh, okay. So he did a good job. I really think it came out great. So
you're talking about,
because I had my
Sorry, I'm going
What's
to
that?
talk baseball for a second. So you're a Padres fan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tony Gwynn, right?
Growing up, that was my favorite player.
He is the man. Right. I was just making sure I remember.
He was Mr. 3000 before Bernie Mac was Mr. 3000.
Oh, that was a good movie too, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember my one of our my mom's best friends, who was actually you can consider a neighbor. He was around the corner. I was a kid at the time, and he's like, hey, do you want to earn some money? I need someone to paint my garage, and come over. I got all the supplies, and I got lunch for you. Just come over while I'm at work and paint the garage, and then I'll pay you when you're done. And you have access to the house. And so the day that I was painting his garage was the day that they were playing against the Montreal Expos, and Tony Gwynn, I think, was like 2 or 3 hits away from 3,000. And I remember, I think when he got right where the next at bat would be his 3,000th hit, if he got a hit, I was like, all right, I'm not painting. I have to go inside. So I'm covered in paint. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember just being covered in paint, and I'm inside his house, and I'm trying to be careful not to get paint on his furniture, and I had it on the TV, and Tony Gwynn gets a hit. I think it was a single or a double. I can't remember. And I just remember losing my shit because he got 3,000 hits. I was like, oh my God. And I'm like covered head to toe in paint, I was like a tween, I think, at the time, in between teenager and kid. But yeah, that was a cool experience. I was born and raised in San Diego. So the Padres were terrible most of my life. And the only thing we had was Tony Gwynn, because he was like the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah. I know nothing else about the Padres.
And nobody does, really, because, like I said, unless you're a San Diegan, it's like they don't get talked about in the media until recently.
Who's their catcher most recently?
Most recently, it's been a mix of Austin Hedges and Francisco Mejia.
So you didn't have one of those Molina brothers?
No. We didn't get lucky with one of them.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them in there.
Yeah, they kind of infiltrated the league, but I think the catcher that we have now, Francisco Mejia, he's a stud. He was actually a top prospect for the Cleveland Indians that we got in a trade, so I think he'll pan out pretty good. So I'm crossing my fingers on that. But we did get Manny Machado, which is a huge name in baseball, which the Padres have never signed a big name free agent ever in my whole entire life, and they spent $300 million on that guy. So things are changing in San Diego.
So is
we'll
that
see.
like a 10-year contract or what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
10 years, $300 million.
Okay. I mean, $30 million is legit. I get it.
Yeah. That's like before, if we ever signed anybody, it was, I don't know, $5 million or whatever.
30,
like we've never had we've never had a huge name. I mean, at the time, Manny Machado was like, the same year as Bryce Harper. So they were the two biggest free agents in baseball.
He was at Anaheim, and then he went to Washington.
He was in Washington, and then he went to Philadelphia.
Okay, Phillies.
Yeah. So, but as far as the Padres go, when Machado was a free agent, nobody was counting on the Padres. It was a rumor, and everyone's like, yeah, right. They're like, there's no way, because the Padres never spend money on free agency, and there's no reason for them to, because they stink. Yeah. And then, lo and behold, they actually signed him. I was like, what in the shit?
It's nice weather in San Diego, though.
Oh, it's an easy sell. You take somebody out there and you show them the weather, show them the city, and they're like, oh man, like if you had to, like, if I flew you out here, Titus, and I said, all right, I want you to pick between Los Angeles and San Diego, it would be a no-brainer. You'd pick San Diego over LA any day.
I would pick San Diego. Isn't the average temperature like 72 degrees like all year round?
Yeah, they're pretty spoiled. I mean, I was most of my life, and then I move up here, and it's like our summer times can get up to like 115, and I'm like dying.
So temperature doesn't bother me. Humidity does, because I'll hit 100 degrees and have like 100% humidity, and it just sucks. Because
that's brutal.
Because
I know.
The corn all around it absorbs and it puts out all that moisture.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah, I know. Like my wife's uncle, Mr. Craig, he's been on the show several times. They're back in the Branson area, and we go back there about once a year during the summertime. And dude, that humidity will kill you.
Yeah,
you go outside, and it's so funny because he says he likes it compared to our dry heat, and I'm like, I don't know how you can deal with that, because when I go back there, I step outside in my shirt. I got to change my shirt like every 2 hours.
See, I'm one of those guys
because I'm soaking.
I don't change it. You just gotta let it sweat.
Just let your natural musk just settle
Women
in.
like that smell. It's natural.
It's a man smell.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Josh, are you into sports at all?
Not as much as most people, sadly. It's I don't know. I was raised in a household where it didn't take any precedence, it just never, I don't know. Never got.
He'll get into
it. Are you
it.
a book reader, or what do you do?
For a living, I'm a librarian, but I'm not. I'm kind of like the anti-librarian librarian.
Gotcha.
So, like, I'm all about information, all about organization. I mean, my background was engineering initially, so like tinkering with things, like the technology side of stuff.
Awesome.
Little bits of information, definitely histories on the list there, science, that sort of stuff, and then beer seems to have definitely taken up a huge portion of my existence.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So your beer stuff, I mean, that's obviously in your spare time.
It has been, but it's definitely crept up to the point where it's about probably half my time's at work, and the other half of my free time is probably just beer related. And not so much even just making it, but even like the technology. I've designed and built my own brewing system. I've designed little odds and ends and weird. Like I have do you know what a Randall is?
I don't know shit.
Okay, think of basically like a filter housing that you pack full of like coffee or hops or fruit, and then you push beer through it. And the act of doing that, it picks up whatever flavors. So this was a big thing a couple years ago, and the problem I saw with it was that when you did this, your beer went flat, even though it was full of flavor, and it took a little while to kind of get to that point. So I built this contraption that basically pressurized a chamber, and then you were able to run your beer through it like instantly and pick up whatever flavor you want instantly.
Wow.
You know, little things like that. That's where my bread and butter.
So he's the brain.
He is. Like I said, he's the wizard.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
if like he could, I'll blindfold him and I'll say, drink this beer, and he can probably get about 80% of the ingredients in that beer just off of a blindfold taste test.
I think you should do that.
He's pretty good. I mean,
interesting to watch you do that.
Yeah. He's pretty good. Well, I mean, he's been doing it for so long, brewing, and like he says, he likes to tinker. So he's played with all these flavors and all these yeast strains and done different things. Like, he'll make one beer with the same recipe but use a different yeast, and it provides a whole different flavor. And yeah, he's just really good at it. And every beer he makes, like, they're, to me, I mean, and it's not because, you know, he's my friend or he's on the podcast or anything, but every beer that he makes is good. I mean, some of them better than others, but I've never had a beer where I'm like, no.
Well, luckily, you
But I didn't catch him at the beginning because
Yeah.
I know Jose says at the beginning when he first started, there, you know, obviously he had his learning curve, but yeah.
Well, I always joke with people that the worst beer I ever made was I initially tried my hand at making a wormwood beer, and wormwood's the active ingredient in absinthe, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to play with. But the thing they don't tell you about wormwood is it's like extremely bitter. Like it tastes like rubbing alcohol. It's fucking horrible. But so my idea was like, oh, let me just throw a bunch of spices at it and mask it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And the resulting beer ended up tasting what I can only describe as like hot dog water. It was just fucking horrible.
Somebody doesn't like hot dogs. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
That's probably like the first time I ever tried moonshine or to make it. You know, when Mr. Craig back in Missouri was showing me how to make it, and it's like, I think I burned it. I cooked it too long in the pot, and it tasted like, didn't matter. Like, I distilled it, did everything the right way, and it tasted like cigarettes.
Oh.
Because it got burnt, you know, so the whole entire batch was ruined. And he even told me, he's like, well, you can try to distill it, but it's probably going to taste like shit. And so, yeah, he was right. It tasted like cigarettes. So that ended up going into a bottle of cleaning supplies. So that'll strip the rust right off of metal and... Right, exactly. Start making some cigarette-flavored hand sanitizer.
Well, you're not drinking
that'll
hand
keep...
sanitizer, so you're good. So it's really funny. So I work part-time at a grocery store, so we have this vodka that this company makes for us is in Iowa. That's called Hot Butcher or something like that. And well, it's a 40% alcohol, right? And now they have like this hand sanitizer bottle that's like, I don't know, like 3 inches tall. It's like 80 proof. And I'm like, how do you go from like 40 proof in this huge bottle of yummy vodka to like 80 in this like little bottle and say it's hand sanitizer? That says that's like
great.
Bacardi and 151. I want the 151. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. But whatever. It's cheaper, by the way, too. So.
That's funny. We've actually had several breweries out here during this whole coronavirus starting to make hand sanitizer and some local distilleries. Yeah. It's because there's a shortage because there's a bunch of idiots that thought, and I'm sure you listened to the last episode because hand sanitizer wasn't one of the things to survive the apocalypse. But yeah, people went and just bought every hand sanitizer. Yes.
One bottle in my whole house.
One bottle. There you go. That's it. Yeah, because people are like buying the whole shelf, and I'm like, what are you doing with all that hand sanitizer? Because you don't need that much. I mean, literally a tiny little squirt in your hand is all you need.
Yeah, kills pretty much everything.
Yeah, they bought hand sanitizer, they bought Clorox wipes, a shitload of toilet paper because apparently you're going to shit your brains out.
I got a good story for that hand sanitizer, toilet paper. So I work part-time at a grocery store in the meat department. Looking one aisle from where I was at, this gentleman comes down and he's got a whole cart full of toilet paper. This is about 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he says to me, he goes, I'm going to sell this on Facebook and make a lot of money.
Oh, my God.
Needless to say, he says, hey, I need some cheese. And he tells me what kind of cheese he wants. So I cut it for him. And I took it, and, because we put like a wax paper between the layers so it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
And I took it and I went like this. And I threw it at him. And I said, here's your cheese. Have a nice day, fucker. And then I turned around and walked away. I did tell my manager I did it, but I was like, that's the piece of crap that people don't need in this world. That's like, why?
Right.
I have literally, okay, so toilet paper goes on sale like what? Every once in a while, right? When it goes on sale, instead of buying one, buy two. And then you don't need toilet paper. I literally have toilet paper that'll last me in my house because you buy it when it's on sale. Long ago, I have enough toilet paper in my house that'll last me 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Well, that's kind of what we do because we go to Costco and they have like the industrial sized thing of toilet paper, and that thing will last us forever.
It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
remember-
Why do people think they need to buy so much all at once? I'm like, no. You buy one here, one here, one here, and then you have enough.
Yeah, it's almost like, and I never saw a news clip, but like maybe someone's on the news somewhere saw something and it got spread on social media, and where it's like you're gonna get coronavirus and you're just gonna shit your brains out nonstop 24/7. So you better have a lot of toilet paper. And I don't know, the shit that I saw at Costco was like it was the zombie apocalypse. They were ripping apart the pallets.
They do.
And
They
just
do.
taking
They
shoved the employees against the wall to get them out of the way, and I was like, it's fucking toilet paper. You don't need it.
So
It's not going to save
no,
you.
but the funny thing is that if you literally had the shits, like liquid diarrhea going out of you,
Right. There's less to wipe.
Less to wipe. That's exactly it. Yes. You need like one square because it's all liquid.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave any marks. It's like, you guys are dumb.
Right. Yeah. It's the night when you have like something super rich or like just something crazy where you have that really bad like
Mud butt.
mud butt. That's when you need the toilet paper. But when you're sick and you're shitting your brains out, nah, man, it's like liquid. There's nothing to wipe.
Yeah.
Take care of it in the shower. Like you're good to go.
Seriously, and that's the other thing. I love that you said that because, like, literally, you're in the bathroom. Most people have a shower in their bathroom. You have a washcloth. You have laundry.
Yeah.
Wipe it and go.
Yeah.
People,
Why stab each other for toilet paper?
seriously, it's really crazy. I just don't get it. So like again, back to the grocery store. We've not had toilet paper. It's been 3 weeks. Zero toilet paper on our shelf.
Yeah, that's so Matt that was on the last Beers with Friends back in Missouri. He works at a grocery store too, and he sends me Snapchats of like almost every day the whole entire aisle of like toilet paper, paper towels, all that. It's empty every day.
So
and he just like laughs. He's like, "Come on!"
They literally took like our toilet paper, and paper towel aisle, and have filled it with like water, like bottled water, which you'd think would be going too if we're going to have this like apocalypse, because people need to have filtered water, and it's still sitting there.
Yeah. Well, see, here in California, people bought the water too.
Yeah, they cleaned out of the water.
Yeah, they bought the water, the toilet paper, the Clorox wipes, and the hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Didn't buy any food.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. I was with my mother-in-law. We did one run to Costco right after the baby was born to get all the necessities, so we didn't have to go anywhere for a while because you buy in bulk. And there was all these people that were coming through like the cashier line, and their whole entire cart was toilet paper, paper towels, sanitizer, and Clorox wipes. And I remember telling my mother-in-law, I was like, so I wonder how you make that. Do you like put that in a crock pot or like what do you? She started laughing. I'm like, where's the food?
Yeah.
You're going to be at home for like 2 or 3 weeks on quarantine and there's no food in your cart. You have nothing but shit paper and sanitizer.
Yeah.
People are crazy. I agree.
Yes, they are.
I think they are. Josh is over there crying. He's laughing so hard, but he's keeping it in. It's funny. It's really funny. I'm watching this.
All right. Well, let's crack this other can.
Yeah.
By the way,
double dry hop.
Is there a story? I mean, because you're from Iowa, is there a story behind the name of the pseudo Sioux?
Okay, so it's actually there is. So I think it's actually in Chicago, Illinois. They have the city, the field. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the can because I'm dumb. It's the Field Museum. I think it's in Chicago. It's actually on the can. If you look at the it says FIELD Museum. I think there's Field Museum.
Brewing with history.
Okay, so I think if I remember right, they have a dinosaur like skeleton or whatever of a it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I have to look at the can because I'm dumb. That's in there, and I think it's called Sue or something stupid like that. And so
its name is Sue.
Yeah, I think the dinosaur's skeleton's name is Sue. So that's that. And I remember you guys said we're going to chug this.
Yeah. We are.
So can I go?
Yes, we
are.
Can
I go get a colder one? Because this one's like kind of warm because we've been talking for like an
Sure.
hour.
Yeah,
I
go
think
for
we were
it.
talking for an hour. or something stupid like that.
Close to that.
So I think this has been
Close to
sitting
that.
up for
I think-
a long time. Do you,
No.
so Josh,
Yeah,
do you
go
guys
ahead.
have like cold ones still, don't you? Or is that going to be warm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not cold.
Actually, it was still pretty
Are you
cold.
sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
Well,
cold.
because we're in the garage,
I'm
so
taking.
it's
I'm
kind
going
of.
to take Josh's word for this. This is cold enough.
Well, man, we're working on rain out here. That's what, like 45, 50
All right,
degrees
that's
out
Yeah,
there. So
yeah, it's pretty
What's the
chilly
worst
out
thing
here.
going to happen to me? I'm going to have a warm beer, right?
So essentially,
you can have a European.
German.
the beer's like cellar
I
temperature.
am German. That's right.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Hold
There
on.
you go.
That's not a full pint.
Prost.
Oh, you want to grab another
You need
can?
to
Get
you
another
need to get
can so we can make
That's
it
right.
fair.
Because if I'm going to do it, you
Yeah.
guys are doing it too.
We're gonna do a full
All right.
pint chug here.
I'm calling you guys out.
This is it.
I-
We do these chugs all the time, but usually not after we've been sampling all these beers during the whole entire podcast.
How many beers do you? How many beers do you guys into?
So let's see. We did a Berliner, then we
Like
did.
any flavor
see.
for the Berliner Weiss or?
Yeah, we had Coachella Valley Brewing, which is out of the desert out here, and I have some cans of that, so I might send you one of
Yeah.
those too. It's a blueberry Berliner.
Blueberries are good.
Really
Yeah,
good.
I love blueberries.
And then let's see. Then we had the Tiger's Blood from Ingenious, which was a crowler. So normally we have 16-ounce cans. That's a 32.
Yeah, so you guys had double beers there.
Yeah, and then let's see. What did we have after that? We had the stout, right? We just did the. Did we do the 3? Is that?
Yeah, just a 3.
Yeah. So we did the 3 beers prior to calling you, and then we had
These
these 2. So.
All right. So tell me about this the stout that you guys had. What's going on with that? I want to know. I want to be privy to the coolness here.
Well, that was the horchata,
horchata,
that we were
okay,
talking
all right.
about. Yeah. So we're gonna send you some of that.
Yeah, you said that those
It's,
imperial. So that's a high ABV.
It's an imperial. It's coffee, chocolate, and cinnamon. So basically, what a horchata is out here at our taco shop, Mexican restaurants, it's like a rice milk kind of like dessert drink, and a lot of people like to drink it with their spicy food because it kind of tones down the spiciness.
That's bullshit.
It usually has like cinnamon and
Cinnamon,
a little bit of
nutmeg, sugar, but it basically balances out the spicy.
That's crazy. I thought spicy was
I
supposed to
love
be
it.
good. I thought
What's that?
Spicy was supposed to be good for you.
Well, yeah, it is. I love spicy, but it's just something. There's something about going to a taco shop here in Southern California, and you get like either a burrito or some tacos with some really good hot sauce, and then you have a nice horchata to wash it down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have those burritos that have like all those beans and stuff in it, don't you?
Yeah. Well, the baby.
Well,
Little
so
wrapped baby.
this is
burrito.
debate,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Don't get me started on the beans
It
and the
is.
burrito.
It is the rice and the beans.
So you must have listened to the last
I
episode.
totally listened to stuff. I told you guys. I brought stuff up on purpose.
Okay, good, because I hate beans in my burrito.
Well, I'm particular. I'm more like I like the black bean.
I don't mind a little
burrito,
black
like-
bean,
yeah,
but I
like
like
the-
onions and like green peppers and stuff like that. And I'd
Yeah,
rather have that in
yeah.
my burrito.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see that. Like, yeah. Of course, if you ever had like old school brown, frijoles kind of thing, it's weird because it doesn't look like it's not mashed together. It's like
Yeah.
actual beans.
Actual bean.
Yeah.
But now they just do the refried beans.
No,
and-
no, I want
I don't like refried beans.
I want whole black beans.
Yeah. I'm not a refried bean.
Yeah, I like to keep the beans out of my burrito because I just like the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, this is pseudo Sue the dry hop version.
Oops, sorry.
Oop.
Let me get
He's
all
got
those cans
he's
out
got
of
to
the way.
make room.
Yeah.
We got to clear out all the brewskis here. So now we're at pint level now.
Yeah, there we go.
Looks like a little bit more than pint. Mine's actually, I would say 17 ounces.
I can go get a little bit more to fill up.
according to the
I
glass.
can fill up mine a little bit more. This is a pint glass. but
You're good.
This is a whole pint in there.
That looks good. So we're doing double dry hop pseudo Sue. We're gonna chug this beer in fashion like we always do when we stick our pinkies out, right?
Right.
So I'll let you introduce here. Go ahead, Titus. Tell us what we're doing.
This is well, it depends upon what group you're in, but there's a couple groups. So
Right.
there's Brews and Dudes. So I got the pinkies
Yeah.
out. I got a little Band-Aid on here. Sorry about that. I cut myself at work tonight. so I got a Howie.
Here you go.
So pinkies out, gang.
Extra special.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm extra special. Thank you. Thank
There you go.
Feel special now. Pinkies out, posse. Pinkies out, gang. Mr. 24 Beers. Pinky love. One pinky love.
Pinky
One
love.
pinky love.
One
I
pinky
like
love.
to share with everybody.
He actually look good, Josh, on top of that box over there, Mr. 24 Beers. He put one pinky love on there.
That's right. You got to do that. Pinkies out, posse. Pinkies out, gang. Let's get it. Cheers, guys.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Joshua, now that you've had that one, which one did you like better, regular pseudo sue or double dry?
Well, he tells you. How does he know what the flavor is? That's my question there with the scientist. How do you know the difference?
Well, the double dry hop is drier.
It is. I agree.
Right now. It is drier. I also get more of I guess, hard to describe with the hop presence to it, but the hops tend to be have a little bit more of a kick to them. I would say the dryness is probably the bigger thing. Also, let's see, this one probably has a bit more alcohol in it.
Ooh. I don't think they actually put the ABV on the can.
Oh gosh, I wish I could get on Untapped. See, I'm an Untapped guy just to check out like the flavors and stuff because I don't know what they are. So I check it out that way.
I do suspect that the alcohol is probably a little bit higher.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that regular pseudo sue is probably around that 6 to 7%.
That's about typical for most IPA, pale
and this
ale.
DDH is probably somewhere between 8 and 9.
I would say even like 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then you said the King Sue is their double.
It's
IPA,
a double
right?
IPA, and it's that 100.
That's when you.
The 100 ABV.
So that's when you get the higher, like the 9%.
Yeah, that's at
territory.
8.5, 9, sometimes 10.
Yeah, I think it's at a 10% with a 100 IBU.
Nice.
It's so good.
Sounds good.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one of everything. Next to that's number one. Sosa's is probably number 2. They did do a double dry hop King Sue that they put into a 750 bottle. That was really good. I liked that one. That was good.
Now, have you? I know it's not like right in your neck of the woods, but have you been to Topling Goliath? Like,
good job
in person.
I have not actually. It's about a 4-hour-ish drive.
Oh, so it's not close at all.
Not at all. I'm on the west side there, and then literally the northeast corner of the state.
Okay.
Way closer to Illinois than they are to me. I am about an hour and 15 more closer to like Nebraska than I am anything else.
Oh, okay.
Right on. All right. Well, that was, man. Well, you finally got your Toppling Goliath fix.
Yes.
So
in one way or another.
Yeah. No, that was great.
I've got more coming. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Don't you worry. He's so I'm still cracking up at my wife. She kept saying, "Really? Really? How many beers are in that box?"
I remember that post. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So, but again, Titus, thanks for sending us these beers from Iowa. That's awesome. They were great. It was awesome having you on the show. You're actually going to get a treat because you get to be part of the end of the show here. So, but we sampled, Josh and I sampled here at the beginning before Beers with Friends. We had Coachella Valley Brewing, the kind of blueberry Berliner style beer. It was really, really good. We'll try to get some of that to Titus. And then we had some of the Tiger's Blood from Ingenious that Drake sent us from Houston.
Yep.
And then we had the Horchata Stout from Belching Beaver down in San Diego. Awesome. And then, of course, shout out to Creative Creature. They sent us the Porch Bomb. We opened it live on Instagram. So we'll be sampling on those shortly.
Awesome.
But it's been an awesome podcast. Coronavirus, everybody stay safe and try to stay home, do whatever you got to do, unless you're essential like me.
And me.
You got to go to work. Just stay safe.
I've got 2 essential jobs.
2 essential jobs. Poor guy. Just can't. No breaks.
No breaks.
So, but thank you.
Stay safe and stay healthy, man.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Drink lots of alcohol. I mean beer.
Yeah.
I was going to say, keep doing this. And
As long as we ferment our livers, we're good,
That's
right?
right.
So, but that's awesome. So, anyways, it was been a great episode, Josh, as always. Titus, thanks for joining us on Beers with Friends. By the way, you missed the opening. I threw in the Friends theme music right before we called you.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned for that.
I'll hear it.
So we'll be posting this episode probably in the next few days. We'll see. We did draw the winner of the 1,000 listener and follower giveaway.
Cool.
I can't give that away right now.
Don't do that now. That's
so
right.
you'll have to
Episode 17.
you'll have to
That's
listen
right.
and see who won.
Right.
So anyways, let's hit this with this ending theme here that we got. Titus is going to be part of it. You get to listen to it.
They also practice by drinking the urine of a ram.
The what?
They drink ram's piss.
Because of the pH balance?
No, because if you can drink ram's piss, fuck, you can drink almost anything.
She said fuck.
Oh, what's this, the malted liquor? What gets you drunker, quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans? Beer. Get enough of it. Beer. How we really love it. Beer. Makes me think I'm a man. Beer. I could kiss and hug it, but I'd rather chug it. Got my belly out to here. Beer. I could not refuse it. I could really use it. Beer, beer. I can't remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.